Happy birthday, dear Joe. Happy birthday to the goat. Happy birthday for no Joe. It's Montana's birthday today. Yeah. Fam, there is there will be a Niners player that will be spotlighted as the one who just can't be done without for ultimate success to occur in 2023. We do this every year, and there's going to be somebody. And if you look back last year, try to think of who was the dog. I thought about that when I came up with this particular subject. Wait a minute. Who was the guy last year? It's probably the same guy, actually. This is something we have to admit at some point. Anyway, let me continue. Tonight, go to the phones to survey who you believe will be the Niners 2023 MVP, and also who's going to be the breakout star this year. And fam, is only going to the NFCCG next year going to be satisfactory? Now, and for that matter, if it ever was, is it now come to the point it's Super Bowl or bust? And by that I mean and insinuate that. Do you just tear everything up and say enough is enough? There's a lot of people who would advocate that. A lot of people want Shanahan gone already. We've already got rid of Jimmy. Now start trading up some of those players who got a big value. Get a new coach and start all over again for this, by the way. I'm just saying, I've heard that. It is the last thing I want. But there are people who do want that. I'm just collecting samples. But anyway, I watch Adam Rank ever since he screwed up that year in 2019. He recently published a State of the 2023 San Francisco 49ers feature for NFL.com, an annual look at the state of the franchise and projections for the upcoming season. Among those predictions are the team's most valuable player and the breakout star. I said, let me read on here and see what Adam says. And I said, let me bring this to the fam. Christian McCaffrey is the most obvious choice for MVP, and he's the guy Rank selected. Honestly, I kind of agree. I have said since after the Kansas City Chiefs game, I said, Christian McCaffrey changes the complexion of this team entirely. He is the catalyst. He is that spark plug. He is that nitrous switch that sets the 49ers on fire offensively. Defense, don't worry about them. They'll take care of themselves. But offensively, it's not the quarterback. The quarterback's okay. He's good. But without McCaffrey, would they still look like that? No, I don't think so. CMC was traded in late October to the Niners and still contributed 1,210 total yards and 10 total touchdowns for this new team, totaling 1,880 mind-blowing yards and 13 TDs on the season. 13 TDs. What did he come in? Week 7, 8, somewhere there? I can't. Oh, please let him stay up for an entire season. If that's the case, what is he going to do at the end of the season? Like us, Adam Rank can't wait to see what CMC performance after actually working out before the season starts with his new home. Remember, he was winging it, going by the seat of his pants for a lot of that season. He studied hard each and every week, and really hard. But how much can you absorb of a scheme in that length of time? I don't care how big his mind is. He's just a great football player. That's all there is to it. And fam, how many agreed with Rank as he wrote this? Some folks laughed when I said CMC was going to be a great fit for the 49ers as an October trade acquisition. Oh, they had jokes about his health and availability, coming off a 2-season stretch in which he logged just 10 total appearances. I was worried about that, actually. Frank goes on to say, but he played 17 games in 2022, 6 with Carolina, 11 with San Francisco, as you could expect. He led all running backs with 741 receiving yards last year and was the only player with 1,000-plus scrimmage yards and 10-plus scrimmage yard touchdowns from Week 8 when he made his first start with the 49ers to Week 18 per NFL research. Can't wait to see what he's going to do in his first full season in San Francisco. Fam, just make sure each and every night before you go to bed, do I lay me down to sleep, say, please. Just keep Christian McCaffrey on his feet for 17 weeks. And listen, if you can't give me 17, give me the last 15 weeks. Anything but just out, please. Unquote, by the way, that another prayer was me. Last season, Brandon Aiyuk surpassed 1,000 receiving yards for the first time in his career. That, along with his beyond impressive offseason showings on the practice field, has the media already projecting Aiyuk as the 49ers breakout player in 2023. Even BA is expected big fourth-year campaign. BA, he declared last week, quote, I'm about to take off. I like that confidence. It's not cocky, it's confident. That said, we all know it's football. Nothing's ever guaranteed, but just getting a better understanding for my life as a person, and then as a football player, kind of putting those things together and then just looking to get better. Unquote. Yeah. Like rank, fam, who hasn't penciled BAN in the box mark 49ers 2023 breakout start? Now, last year, some people could say that was a breakout last year. Somewhat, but you know his ceiling, he may have hit here. This dude's ceiling is somewhere up here. I tell you, man, if not, do share your choice tonight for the sake of a good, healthy debate as to why Brandon Aiyuk may not be the breakout star. Rank echoes that what most likely plenty of fans can relate to as well by saying, quote, San Francisco is flush with talented pass catchers. It's easy to overlook Aiyuk, who had career highs in receptions, 78, receiving yards, 1,015, and touchdown catches, 8 last season. That just kills me. That's a touchdown a week, except for one. He was the only player on the team with 70-plus receptions and 800-plus yards, and he came in the middle of the season. The scary thing is that the fourth-year pro is likely just starting to reach his potential. You know, fam, how good can Aiyuk be in 2023? I'm giving him. Man, I tell you, you know what? I need week one, and I can tell you my thinking on that real quick. Right now, I got wild thoughts about what he's going to do, but I just got to see what the offense looks like from week one. If it looks like it's going to be Aiyuk centric, and it should be actually, because he can run mid routes, he can run downfield. You can just do anything, but whatever he does, the defender has not got a prayer. Can he become one of the league's top pass catchers? Yeah, I think so. Fam, Demo Lenore is a huge BA fan. He told reporters this week, quote, he's going to be a top 5 receiver in this league this year. He's going to put everybody on notice. I feel like he's been so underrated. He really don't get the credit that he deserves, unquote. So true. So true. Fam, Rank and others believe the Niners must return to the Super Bowl for the 2023 season to be considered a success. Agreed? Rank wrote to the entire Niners Empire embarrassment, quote, the 49ers reached the NFC Championship game in 3 of the last 4 postseasons, losing in each of the last 2. Niners have made 6 NFC title game appearances over the last 12 postseasons. That's great. But they are 2-4 in those games without a Super Bowl win to show for it. That's not great. Patriots and Chiefs are the only other teams with at least 5 conference championship appearances over that span of time. Both have won multiple Super Bowls. I don't mean to rub that in or anything. He goes on to say, I'm just stating the facts, but the point remains, it's Super Bowl or bust for the team. Adam Rank, there are times I don't really like you. In fact, I really like to punch you in the eye. But this time you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Poop or get off the damned pot. Niners, stop finding ways, or stop letting ways find you. The teams you've lost to are not better than you. So we just got to throw that out of the window. Well, maybe the Chiefs were that first year in 2019. But the last 2 times the Rams, give me a break. You've owned the Rams for how long? You've owned them for 5 years. How in hell on this particular occasion did they slip away? Last year, okay. They broke the quarterback's arm. I kind of excuse that. But the other 2 times, no. Well, no. Last year was the year. And then you have to give that one an excuse. Against the Rams, I will never forgive them for that. That just made no sense. Fam, so who's the MVP? With that little bit we've witnessed so far, who else besides BA is poised to break out in 2023? Just by the small sample you got through practice. You really can't get a whole lot from that, but just for the fun of it, so you can just say later, I saw way back in OTAs. Any of the rookies you see exploding out of the gate this year? Obviously, Jair, right? And who will be the whipping boy this year? And Jimmy G is gone, fam. Will it be whomever starts at the QB, or does that status have to necessarily stay with the quarterback position? I'm guessing already it could be Demo Lenore. Why? There won't be any tolerance of less than perfection from designated whipping boys. That's just the way it goes. You make one mistake, you are going to get beat down to the ground. So that's the way it works. Demo's going to make mistakes. Although it looks as if right now, from what media is saying and what from Wilkes is saying, Demo will start this year opposite Javarius Ward. I think it's going to happen. I'm voting for Demo to be the 2023 WB, and I support him all the way. I want to see him do well. He's making gains. He is the underdog. I mean, he should be out there just saying, when Sally's in trouble, it's hip, hip, away. Wait. When Sally's in trouble, I am not slow. It's hip, 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 and away I go. I got to find a way to make that work for the 49ers to rhyme. Kieran, what's up, fam? Oh, man. Was it? Man. Anyway, let's get the phone. I got area code, you're 775. Hello. Hello.
Yo, Ronbo, what's shaking, man?
Hey, is that you, KC?
Yeah, the only. How are you, man?
I'm just sitting back here, man. I'm looking at the things. There's not a lot to do between now and the rest of the month. So, we're already making mad statements that we know we can't back up. But, I'm looking for the MVP already of the season. You can pick out the guy you think's going to be the one guy we absolutely cannot do without. Who's going to bust out this year? I mean, CMC has already been the guy that you figure might be the guy. If the 49ers lose him, we're dead meat. And with all the talent we got, CMC is still that guy that makes him run at a different speed. And then Brandon Aiyuk's doing really well. Is he going to be the bust-out dude this year? And are there any rookies that you see looking like they're going to own anything this year? AC, go ahead, man. What are you thinking? And who's going to be the whipping boy this year, too?
Ronbo, I'm excited for Jake Moody.
Oh, that's the rookie I wasn't thinking about. Good shot.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm excited to see what Kyle does with the running backs, Jordan Mason and Elijah Mitchell coming back. And really, I'm looking forward to the D-line with 98 and 97 out there now.
Yeah, who's going to get the most carries? Because they're saying, actually, that Jordan Mason could be the number 2 guy this year. He's looking that good so far. It's a little early to be making that prediction because Elijah Mitchell got hurt already in OTAs. They just won't tell us the truth. But that's just what he's going to do. Jordan Mason's probably going to get a lot of time on the field regardless as to whether Elijah Mitchell is the starting guy behind CMC. Hello? I think we lost the connection. Jake Moody. I forgot about Jake, who some people don't appreciate him being a kicker and getting picked in the draft. People don't understand. Kickers are important. I think we lost our connection with 775. You still see anybody there? Hello? Yeah, Jake Moody. I got a feeling. It's Chill Pill Phil, come on in.
Ronbo, you stole my guy. I was going to say Jake Moody if he misses a 38-yarder.
I don't think that was KC. He just sounded like KC. But anyway, yeah, Jake Moody. I'd forgotten about him, Phil. You can go ahead and elaborate on that.
Well, if he misses a 38-yarder, everybody's going to go, "Oh, Robbie was perfect all the time," which he wasn't. But
he's a potential whipping boy too, isn't he? Yeah.
But he did miss some field goals during the regular season. So.
Yeah. Two a year. Robbie had 2 a year average.
I'm looking at the typical guys. McKivitz, if McKivitz can, pass block, as soon as he gives up a sack, everybody's going to go, "Oh," yeah. But then they forget about McGlinchey.
No, you know what? If they're reminded of McGlinchey, they'll stop.
Yeah. Well, and then Drake Jackson's another guy that we need to have a big year out of. Those three guys, I think, are the question marks.
Yeah. And the 49ers got a lot riding on Drake Jackson.
Going to be solid.
Who?
No. And then the other guy is the trainer. No injuries. So either they're going to blame the trainer or Shanahan if someone gets injured.
Yeah, right. Somebody has to get blamed. It can't be a natural occurrence of the game. You got to pick somebody out and blame them. That's
a Twitter mentality, man.
I've never understood that. I said, you saw what happened. There was nothing the coach could do. There was nothing anybody could do. It happened. This is a game of violence.
Yeah, well, somebody's got to be blamed. That's just the way it is. So, Ronbo.
So,
I think the Moody guy is a good call, and because if he misses, it's going to be like way out there in the spotlight if he misses a field goal. So, of course, Brock's going to have some pressure on him, or whoever is the quarterback.
See, that's the thing. I haven't figured out yet. The way they're talking now, it looks like it's going to be Brock.
I expect.
I hope his arm is okay.
But we've got a few months or a month and a half of dead time right now.
And that's when Twitter and everything else is going to go nuts. We're going to start imagining things, Phil. We're going to start putting things in there that don't exist. Jake Moody, though, is a good thing. Jake goes into two categories. He could be the rookie breakout of this year, and rookie sensation of the year, and he'll also be a candidate to be the whipping boy. He makes, like you said, he gets 1 to 2 mistakes after that. Why did we pick him?
Yeah. Yep. So, I don't think it's going to be any of the rookies. We tend to not play rookies, first of all, and second of all, we usually give rookies a little bit of some leeway.
Yeah.
But
slowly.
I just the offensive line as a whole is going to be looked at with a microscope.
True.
And Moody, of course, and then the defense. I think Kinlaw will be watched. If he makes a mistake, they're going to go, "Oh, another bad draft choice." But Ronbo, from last year, there was only 13 guys out of 32 that got their fifth-year option picked up. So we're not the only one that misses on first-round picks.
Phil, are you talking about the entire NFL?
Yeah, the first round from 4 years ago.
Ooh.
It was this year they had to pick up the fifth-round options. And I believe it was 12, maybe 13 guys, and Aiyuk was one of them. Kinlaw was not.
Oh, yeah.
But out of 32, 20 guys didn't get their fifth-year options picked up. So that means 20 guys are a bust.
Oh, that's exact. Well, yeah. Oh, that's the ugly truth, isn't it? See, now I understand Trent Baalke's pain. Trent didn't like to pick up your players that are of huge impact or influence on a team in the first round. You remember that after AJ Jenkins? Trent would not. He'd pick up a defender in the first round. That was it. I'm starting to think there's some wisdom behind Trent Baalke. We never gave him credit for.
You know what? A lot of teams miss on first-round picks. They're not guaranteed by any measure. They're mostly failures.
And Phil, usually they're quarterbacks. I think the majority of first-round picks are quarterbacks.
Well, yeah. I mean, there was only one quarterback in Trey's year that really has made it, and that's Trevor Lawrence. Wilson is a bust.
Oh, extreme. He is the worst I've seen in a long time.
So, and the guy from
Cleveland
New
Browns.
England.
And Cleveland Browns had two guys that messed up. They added to that list by at least 3 or 4 guys.
So
Mitchell Trubisky, oh man, to some degree even Jared Goff, because did he pick up his 5th-year option though? No, they traded him. Yeah.
What about Baker Mayfield?
Baker Mayfield, Cleveland. That's what Cleveland's got 2. Man, that's a scary.
You look at the Jets. The Jets picked up what's his name, Sanchez from USC, first-round pick. Then they went Sam Darnold. Then they went Wilson. So they've missed on 3 first-round quarterbacks in a row.
That's why they said, forget it. Let's just go get Aaron Rodgers and call it a day. He's expensive. You want to draft another quarterback? You do it then. I can see them arguing in their boardroom now.
It's a lot of first-round picks don't make it. A lot.
God, it's a sad thing.
We're lucky we nailed the 5th round.
Phil, you know what? Nick Bosa, in the last few years, looks like Aiyuk's going to be okay. Oh, wait a minute. Solomon Thomas. Reuben Foster.
Solomon Thomas, Kinlaw. You've got
3. Oh.
Who else? Trey.
Well, see, we don't
hasn't done anything yet.
Not yet. I'm waiting. I don't want us to have a 4th guy. Well, that's 3 or 4.
Talent at him, but I mean, I'm just saying for 3 years he hasn't done anything.
Yeah.
We'll see how Kinlaw is after a full season of being able to practice off season. This is the only year without the injury that Kinlaw's been able to work out. So let's see how he is. Who knows? He may change up. So if he is, we're going to be very strong in the middle.
Oh yeah. You know what? Even I think at his leisure job, I think we're still going to be strong in the middle. If he just comes out there and he's feeling healthy, he's still a handful, even if he's not 100%, as long as he can stay up. So I'm looking forward to some contributions from him.
Well, I mean, our defensive tackle now is way deep.
I know.
Kevin Gibbons was a starter at the beginning of last year.
Yeah.
And I think he's now the 4th or 5th D tackle on the team.
Yeah.
So,
sometimes it just takes a little time.
Where it was a weakness last year is now one of our strengths on defense. So
Givens was a UDFA too, wasn't he?
What was that?
I think Givens was a UDFA.
Yeah, he was an unrestricted free agent. Yeah.
So we did well there.
So anyway.
Well, Phil, and the whipping boy you already named, that is actually, it's hard to argue it. It's going to be Jake Moody. Jake could be in 2 categories, the rookie we rave about and the whipping boy.
10 in a row and then miss one, and he'll be right off the bat. He's going to be, there you go. You should have drafted him.
Booze every time he runs out on the field. Hey, he just got here. He hasn't missed but one. It's week 12.
Well, he did kick a 62-yarder in practice, so
I heard about that.
Yeah.
So, And
There's
you got
no
Kalia
way
Davis, Steve. You got Kalia Davis out there too. I'm looking forward. I understand he's quick, so that makes him Javon Hargrave light. You know.
Yeah, they compare him to DJ Jones.
Ooh, I like that because Jones was quick, wasn't he? Oh, he was quick off the ball.
He's smaller. He's more quicker type player. I mean,
Cleveland Farrell could
you look
surprise
at Harvard,
us.
though. He's got everything. He's got those lower body that's just gonna just bowl through people.
Did you see him? You see him in that warm-up film? I mean, that workout film. I love the guy that was holding the pad in front of him. The guy bailed as he saw Hargrave coming at him. He runs out. What are you doing? Your job is to stand there and take the hit. You've got a big red pad in front of you. Stand there, or you're fired.
Yeah,
I don't blame
his
him,
lower
though.
body was as large as anybody's, and they were all D linemen with him, and he made him look small from the lower body. So
I mean, we thought Nick had legs. Man, this dude.
should be interesting, Ronbo.
Oh, it should be
But we've got some
fun.
time off. People are going to get how many throws has Brock made? No news is good news when it's with Brock, because you would hear if it's a setback.
Yeah, they wouldn't be able to hide it.
So
Yeah. That's why they're trying to keep everything under wraps as much as they can. He gets 3 throws a day, and that's all they're going to tell you. You know. It's just like Nick. Nick and Kyle have the same conversation every year. Kyle to Nick. So how you doing? Yeah, doing fine. How's Florida? Yeah, it's doing great. What have you been doing? Just working out. Hey, what do you do now? I'll be in the gym. And that's all Kyle lets you know. He doesn't say anything else about what they talk about.
how's the boat?
Yeah.
The tan.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got a great tan. I love it. Tell you what, I'll wait till Wednesday.
He's in love with Nick Bosa because Nick is the ultimate player that you want to have on your team.
Yeah.
Because he just works.
Him, George.
He's like Jerry Rice.
Yeah. I mean, him, George, CMC, Aiyuk starting to show that he ain't playing. The guy is serious. Who else is really just a workhorse in the offseason, and it's documented. Everybody knows about it. You know? Debo should be, and this year he kind of was, but that's not always the case with him.
The thing with Debo is he's mentally motivated.
Yeah.
And I think that's the big thing with Debo.
Yeah. You know.
You get him mentally motivated, he's going to be tough.
Just him and CMC healthy. I don't care what anybody says. We are definitely going to the playoffs, number one. And once they get there, if they're healthy, there's no team in the league that's going to stop them in the NFC. There's just not. I don't care what they say about Dallas. The Saints are getting a lot of love lately. It's not going to happen.
I don't see anybody beating us in the AFC.
You know?
From the AFC.
Tell you, not if we're red, not if we're healthy. Phil, I'll see you Wednesday. Let's dig something up. We'll get back into 49er football. All right.
All right, Bo.
Appreciate you, Phil.
Take care.
You too. All right, Phil.
Bye.
That's it. And Mr. Block, I say Drake Jackson and Mason are my breakouts. And those are good choices, excellent choices, especially since they're both in their second year. So you can legitimately call them potential breakouts depending upon what they do. Drake Jackson has already proven he's serious by getting all that size put on in such a short amount of time. Mason should have played more last year. Now, if Kyle's going to cut him loose, we may have something going on. Hey, Brian. Brian.
It's the 49ers, red and gold. I'm going to root for them till I'm dead and cold.
Yeah.
Coming to you from Memphis, Tennessee. No
Yes.
doubt the law says know your role and shut your mouth. What's up, Ronbo?
Brian, we're sitting back here and speculating, you know. We're looking at who's going to be the MVP at the end of the year when the dust settles and everybody says, you know what? Everybody here worked hard, but there's one guy that we had to have, and he made it possible for us to get to where we are. And we're going to give that credit right now. And Chris McCaffrey with a blush on his face. Come on, guys. I was just out there doing my team part like everybody else. And everybody else, we said, no, I don't know, Christian. You got damn near 2,000 yards of total offense. Every team tried to scheme to stop you. They couldn't do it. You made it possible for the rest of us to eat all day long, each and every Sunday, Thursday, or Monday. You are the guy. You know, I tell you, I see it. And Brandon Aiyuk, he looks awfully good. Breakout?
Yeah.
Yeah. Any rookies? It could be Jair. He could be the top rookie. We may have a couple of rookies that you don't know anything about. And the whipping boy, is it going to be who? Quarterback? I've elected Diamo Lenore. And everybody says Jake Moody could fill both categories, both that tough rookie and the whipping boy. He cannot miss a field goal. Robbie's got us spoiled, but Robbie missed every now and then too. And Brian, are you going to accept anything but a Super Bowl this year?
That's the goal. That's the standard. You know, as they say, the standard is the standard, and the standard is Super Bowl or bust. You cannot have a roster like we have.
Yes.
And anything less than a Super Bowl, it's a disappointment.
Fail.
It's a L. You know, we can't. I mean, you can't stack the you can't stack the roster like we stack it, and not reach the Super Bowl. I mean, to not even go there, but we don't going to get satisfied with just going. We want to get attending. We want to get satisfied is winning. It's time. You know, it's time. Because like I say, we don't know how long this window is going to stay open for this roster.
Yep.
Not going to be for, it's not, after we get Bosa's deal done, and then Aiyuk's gonna want his money.
I know that's really worrisome.
You know,
I mean, how much can they afford to pay?
He's gonna want, he's gonna want his money, and then it's gonna be too long. We're gonna have to settle up with the older big contracts, like with Kittle and Fred, maybe. I don't know. Or no, I think Debo got a minute, but it's the window is tight. The window's tight.
You mentioned Debo. I have a feeling Debo is not going to accept the first offer he's given from the 49ers, and it's going to be a substantial offer. From what we said, we're going to think it's a good offer, but Debo is not going to take anything less than the best on the team. I think his ego, and he believes in himself in a way that he thinks he is the most important guy on the team. I got that feeling from his whole existence and being. I can read that into him. He's coming back this year to reestablish himself, but it's a good thing for us because that means he's going to be busted. Boy, Debo's going to be a handful every week because he knows he messed up last year. Do you see that face in that press conference when he says, so what kind of year did you have? Just awful. In what way? Every aspect. He didn't have, Debo, he's going to be tough this year. So,
Yeah. But I tell you what, Ronbo, you was talking about team MVPs, whatever like that.
Yeah.
And I had two. Now, if it was an offensive guy, I would have to say CMC.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give it to CMC because of his versatility. He could be a matchup nightmare.
And his
what I'm saying? He could be a matchup nightmare. It's bad enough he's running from the line of scrimmage, but now you got him. You have to account for him, just like
all the time
in the 80s. When the 80s, when we had Montana, you had to account for Roger Craig. Craig was that extra receiver. He was that receiver out the backfield, and mostly he did it from the fullback position.
Yep.
Now, if we wanted to go defensive, I would say Fred Warner, best middle linebacker, off line middle linebacker in the league.
Yeah, let's do that. Offensive and defensive MVP. Remember every week. Yeah. Remember after every game we vote. Fam, who's your MVP today? Yeah. Both offense and defense. Don't just leave it to just the. Always Fred every week. And every now and then I say, fam, this week though, Pick somebody else. Fred obviously is good, but anybody else? I got the point. Anybody else? It's always Fred. Go.
Yeah.
God, he's
Yeah,
tough.
Fred is adding to the tradition of 49ers of middle linebackers. You know, you can put him in there with the Patrick Willis's and Bowman and those cats.
I agree.
You know, if you add Fred to there, Fred, he has a chance to be the best of all of them. But he's got to. But to add to his legacy, we got to get him to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and don't go in there just playing in it.
It comes back.
Yeah,
right.
You got to win it.
It goes back into it.
So they're going to do it.
It goes back into it.
Yeah. Who's going to be the guy that's going to get the shots sticking at him the most? Now, we always have at least a guy or two that whenever we lose a game, we like to designate the entire blame on a player. Usually it's a quarterback.
The guy's going to get, is either, probably the quarterback first, whoever it winds up to be.
Jake Moody.
Whoever winds up.
Yeah, Jake Moody's in position.
Or it could be Jake Moody. It could be Jake Moody. I don't know.
We don't care if it's a rookie.
It'll tighten up.
He's got a job to do. He better do it good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I tell you what, Jake better. Hopefully, Jake will be able to put those kickoffs in the end zone.
He's under a lot of pressure. I hope he can handle it mentally.
Yeah.
At his age, and all of a sudden vaulted to the NFL, the pressure is going to be tremendous. I always wonder how Robbie Gould would walk out there and just calm it, that look in his face, like, I got this, man. Just get ready to walk off, get ready.
And he'll
bam.
And nail it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then here comes Jalen Ramsey running across the field. You know what? You still ain't nothing. Y'all won the game, but you still ain't. It wasn't because, hey, Jalen, get out of Robbie's face. You're making yourself look bad. What's going on with that? I still don't get that.
But that, But a lot of that, but I'm still, I think the only twitch the only concern that I got for this team, really, not just for this team, is the fact that we've never replaced McGlinchey. We never got that solid right tackle. That's the only person. I think that's the only position that was left unaddressed. And I hope it don't bite us. I hope it don't come back to bite us.
You said replace McGlinchey. You mean Anthony Davis?
Yeah, the place McGlinchey, that tackle is at the right tackle.
Oh, okay, so
he played right tackle, right?
Because we've not had a right tackle that we're really excited about since.
Right. Yeah.
Since Davis, I think, right?
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah. So that's why I was like, so for Shanahan, for them to say when they asked him about that, I remember the media had asked him about that. Why didn't you guys address a tackle? And I know I've seen some. I know I've seen some guys. I don't know what they're looking for or whatever. They was like, we didn't find any. I'm like, Shanahan, are you crazy?
He did
you
say
mean
that.
tell me that there were you went through that period, that draft period, you couldn't find not one solid right tackle? What are y'all looking for? What is it that y'all looking for?
And remember, Brian, they said they didn't see anything any better than what they had in camp. That's frightening, isn't it?
That's frightening. Yeah, that's frightening.
But we're talking round 3, though, where they had to start. I think to get something equal to or better, you probably do need round 2 minimum.
At least round 2.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
But you know what? That's okay. Hopefully we got one next year, first round and second round pick. So they better get a left tackle because Trent Williams is on his last days.
Yeah. Because we're gonna have to. We're gonna do replace that the other side.
Yeah.
With Trent Williams,
Yeah, a left tackle, yes, you're gonna have to. But they're trying to train up a right tackle. I think of the kids they keep drafting, that might be the way most teams go for your right tackle. And McGlinchey was just a stretch because he's a left tackle, and they made him play the right side, and it never worked out. So, they need to stop doing that. Please stop doing that.
They gotta solidify that line, or, otherwise we'll be like we was during the NFC Championship. Our quarterback gets KO'd, and there goes the offense.
You know what? We're saying that, but that wasn't the right tackle. That was the guy we cut, that tight end. It's really, football's it's complicated when it comes to plays like that. Actually, what's his name's gonna have to learn to step up in the pocket too this year. If there's one thing that he does not do well, he doesn't step up in the pocket, and Brock's gonna have to learn to do that. He's looking for film now.
Brock Purdy.
He knows now. Brock, step up. Give your offensive tackles and your tight ends a chance to buy a couple of seconds. Step up in the pocket. You had an avenue you could have drove a truck through. Step up. He'll get it. He's sharp.
Right quick, Ronbo. Who you think? Who's going to be QB1 for Week 1 when we play Pittsburgh?
I refuse to answer that on the grounds that it may incriminate me. Hey, you know what?
Take a swing. Take a swing.
No,
Ronbo.
I tell you what. I need to see camp for a minute, and then we can, because we're gonna start. There's gonna be a fight about this anyway. So let's wait.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Who do you got then, real quick?
Who I got?
Yeah.
Who?
See, you asked me that question.
I don't know.
Think about it.
I don't know, Ronbo. I think I'm a.
Take the fifth.
I think I'm a plead the fifth.
There you go. Okay.
I think I'm a plead the fifth. I'm gonna see camp. I'm like
see.
you. I'm gonna watch camp, see how the land lays.
I'll see you Wednesday. We gotta go, Brian.
All right, Ronbo. Shout out to you. Shout out to Faithful. Shout out to production. The law is finally out.
Appreciate you, Brian. See you Wednesday.
All right, Robo. Holla at you Wednesday.
All right, fam. There you go.
All right, wait.
Yeah, that quarterback question, man. I ain't about to answer that. Hey, Mark.
What's up, Ronbo?
Mark, man, they're just kicking back, chilling. It's birthday day for Joe Montana. You got to talk football. And we're looking at the guy who's going to be the most important cog in the machine next year. And there's going to be 5 or 6 guys going to be important. I'm moving away from just offense. Let's do defense, too. Your best offensive guy, your top defensive guy, the guy that makes everything work. Not just the best ball player, but the guy that you can tell is the glue to that unit. Also, who's going to be the breakout star? Any rookies that you see that got your eyes twinkling, thinking things like, oh, we got something here. And also, who's going to be the whipping boy this year? We always have to have 1 or 2. And also, are you going to accept anything less than a Super Bowl title next year?
No. We got to get a Super Bowl this year.
It's time. It's way past time.
Like I said, 2022, in my 16 years as the best of the team, I think this one probably could be the best of single team as far as my 16 years ago, watching the 49ers.
Yep.
The glue to the offense is obviously Christian McCaffrey.
Yep.
Like you said, nobody was open. Just go ahead and dump it down to Christian McCaffrey.
Mm-hmm.
He'll make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Defensively, when I was in high school, I was a defensive guy myself. Played linebacker.
All right.
I'm gonna say Nick Bosa. It's between Nick Bosa and Fred Warner.
Mm-hmm.
I might say Fred Warner since he got there first. Now that Jimmy Ward's gone.
Yeah. They both are huge influences on that defense, though. Huge. Nick does what he does, and all people want to do is be like Nick. Fred, behind Nick, every guy out there wants to be like Fred. People that are still in school are talking about they want to be like Fred. That guy we got on the team now talked about Fred. It's been his idol, you know?
Yep. And the rookies, I would probably have to say Jair Brown again. I like the guy, so he's my favorite rookie.
And the 49ers like him too. Talking about Make sure he's out on the field as much as possible by three safety sets. When's the last time we did it a couple of years ago, actually, when we had Ward, we had Ufunga, and there was what's his name, the speed guy that we just lost that tore his Achilles, Tavares.
More.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that worked well. So look for Jair to be in that role this year too.
Yep. I was watching a video on Twitter yesterday, and I guess it was a press conference with Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah.
The reporter asked him, "So have you seen? Has he been throwing Brock Purdy? Has he been throwing intermediate passes, short passes?" Tony's favorite Kyle Shanahan saying is, "I didn't see. I don't watch him throw."
That's his go-to. That's his go-to to get off me. That's his get off me phrase.
Sorry. Oh yeah. And all I could think about was just, Kyle, you're not fooling anybody, Kyle.
You know exactly what's going on with Brock Purdy, and you just don't want to share it with us. Yeah.
Right. But does that mean that he's like this? Does that mean is Trey going to get a chance, or is that it?
Trey's chances have already gotten underway. He's not. You know what? I really, really do believe they wish Trey would come in there and take the job. Mark, do you know how embarrassing it is for Shanahan and Lynch if Trey should fail? Trey's not leaving anytime soon. They want him to succeed. It makes them look bad. You picked him at number 3, and you gave up 2 years of first-round picks to get him.
Yeah.
Now, he'd better do well. If he ain't doing well now, he better do well sometime in the near future. Or it's just like a mark against both of them. And I agree. Like we talked about first-round picks a minute ago. First-round picks fail way more than they succeed. But this one better not.
Yeah. Yeah. That'd be embarrassing.
But they're trying.
Because he was a third-round pick, and they picked him so high. They picked him so high, so it's like, you can't really get rid of him.
Mark, you think he was a third-round pick?
I mean, my bad. He got first-round, third.
No. Some people do say that he probably wasn't a first-round pick. I didn't know how low they were going with that. I've heard some things. I know trade conversations I usually keep going because people are judging him harshly and maybe a little bit too much. It's going both ways on Trey. People think he's going to be fantastic, and other people think he already called him a bust, like you're saying. So usually those conversations I say, y'all need to let that alone, man. The kid has not been healthy. We don't know what he can do or not do.
Yeah.
So,
right. 2021, when the season ended versus the Rams, everybody was so excited for Trey Lance. I thought we were meat. I felt like we were meat. I thought, it's going to take time. It's going to take time for him to, it's going to take time for him to develop.
Yeah.
I knew it would, And 2022 was supposed to be the season for that to happen, but,
Yeah. They'd already resigned themselves to they're going to go ahead and take the lumps, but let's just get this kid going. And here come the Seahawks. That's why another reason why I hate the Seahawks. They come in and they just ruin the damn day. And then Kyle.
Yeah, I mean,
Kyle has some blame in that. Kyle, he's raw. Like he's raw. He's new. You need to do things that are going to help him grow, not get him killed.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen 2022 preseason. Yeah, I didn't, because Trey Lance, he killed it too, but I think against the Texans, it was the last preseason game, Kyle decided to have all the stars out there for a couple of drives just to see how it looked for the season. And the offense looked kind of slow, but I just thought it was just one of those things, When Trey was in there, I just thought it was one of those things where, it'll get better for week 1. But the offense was just so damn slow. Like, I was like, man.
Yeah, the players have to get and also you got to figure the players got to get used to playing with the quarterback for a while too. There was a lot of difference between Trey and Jimmy as far as acclimation goes. So the players now have to adjust to Trey, ball velocity, timing. There's a whole thing that has to go. You can't do it in 1 week's practice. And when Jimmy went down, Trey came right in, right? And now you got this. So,
Yeah.
Mark, your music's drowning you out, though.
Oh,
It
my
used
bad.
to
You hear me?
be falling in love. You know that song. Anyway, that's the thing on Trey. But he's gonna be out there working and for the next few weeks, and he's probably off. And Trey's very dedicated to the cause now. He's working hard. His confidence is still there. He'll be back.
Yeah.
And we're probably going to see something different from him. But we don't know for sure what's going to happen yet.
Yeah, but I did see a few clips from what's that, Javon Hargraves. Me watching that clip, I instantly got excited a little bit that I wasn't in that coach's shoes. He got pushed him out the way like he was a ragdoll.
The dude bailed too. He said, "Oh no, they don't pay me enough to get hit this hard." He backed out. The dude has turned his back and was running. That's me. I've never seen that before at any level. What are you doing? Bring your ass back.
You get paid to take those hits. So,
you know?
Yeah.
That's a big.
Yeah, those legs, man. Those legs, man.
And he ain't small up top. Did you look at the girth of him versus the rest of the guys on the defense? My God.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Hell.
so, I mean, he's going to scare a lot of people this year.
Yeah.
All the white guys are.
Oh. Anyway. Hey, Mark, always good to hear from you. I'll be back Wednesday, and let's see what's going on.
All right.
All right, Phil.
All right, Ronbo.
Have a good night, Mark. And there he is. He is the leader of the Dragon Clan. He is Papa Dragon. Hey, Pop, get in here.
Hey, thanks for having me, Ronbo. Good to be on the late
appreciate you getting in there.
Show. What is happening?
Pop, we're looking at some of the things that we do this every year. You're looking for the guy who's going to be the guy. I said, at first I was thinking just the guy. No, it's got to be an offense and defense because they both do two different things, And that breakout dude, is it going to be Aiyuk? Are we going to be surprised by somebody else that comes out of nowhere and says, no, y'all looking at Aiyuk, look at me. And is it going to be also the fact of the matter is somebody is going to get into trouble for not being perfect. Is it going to be the quarterback? Is it going to be Jake Moody? I didn't think about Jake Moody until Phil brought it and the other guy brought him up. Jake Moody's under the scrutiny on him is going to be hardcore. Pop, he better not miss a field goal. He gets until week 12, and he better not miss anything between now and then because everybody said, we should have re-signed Robbie. We could have paid him. And people don't understand Robbie's 40 years old. And also,
no, Robbie wasn't coming back.
Or bust. Yeah, huh?
Robbie wasn't coming back.
Nah.
He made that clear.
Kind of did.
He wasn't coming back.
He
was living in them hotels.
Room service is a hard thing to get over. I've had that. I like that.
Room service is being away from your family is another.
That's true.
All his kids are, Illinois, going to school and everything, and he's missing everything and stuff. So
I still can't believe why he wouldn't move his family. Well, I guess you don't move your family around like
no,
that unless you're a military person.
Happy wife, happy life, dog.
Yeah, but that every week there's a lot of us who can testify to that. If
live
she's
it.
happy, life is miserable.
Learn it, live it, love it.
Yeah. Compromise.
No, ain't no compromise in a happy wife.
Well, the thing is, when I say compromise, give up everything that you like in order to make sure that she's happy.
Exactly. No matter what happens.
Any wives that are listening, I'm just exaggerating. Don't get mad.
Get him, ladies.
I'm scared of women.
Get Ronbo.
Get him, man. I've been beaten down so hard so many times. But Pop, what do you think about this subject matter? What do you got to offer on that?
I believe that the MVP, the key to this whole entire season, is a man who doesn't practice, a man who makes who makes it all happen. The man that doesn't matter who's playing quarterback. We're all focused on quarterback. It don't matter who plays quarterback.
Yeah.
It really doesn't. It's all about Kyle Shanahan, baby. Kyle Shanahan if he has a great year, the 49ers will win a lot of games. if he gets to the playoffs and he doesn't have any brain farts and he doesn't choke, he's going to win playoff games. If he gets to the Super Bowl, Ronbo, if he remembers, oh, you know what? Debo's running all over him. Our running game can't be stopped. Ronbo, guess what? They're going to host up the Lombardi Trophy.
Yeah.
However, we've seen this story before, Ronbo.
Yeah, we know
We've
how it
seen
is.
it before. And now Purdy's not a surprise no more. Now there's expectations for Purdy. Right? So in my opinion, whoever plays the quarterback in this year is going to be under so much pressure from fans. We've already anointed Purdy. Purdy is Joe Montana. He's the greatest thing to. Oh, look at his numbers. Oh, his numbers were incredible. He was top 2 quarterback. That's what we're expecting to see. And we know damn well what a top 2 quarterback looks like. Don't look like that. Sorry, it don't. But the reality is, it's that damn system. It is that system. That beautiful Shanahan offense. Stand your ground. Make the play. Did you practice last week? It don't matter. Block. Right tackle? We don't need a right tackle. So Shanahan is my MVP.
Okay.
For both sides of the ball. I believe defense. If Hargrave is not the defensive MVP of this team next year, I'm mad, Ronbo. I'm mad.
Yeah,
I'm so mad.
I love that you brought that up, because he is going to be the catalyst, much like CMC. Because if Hargrave is killing people and creating all that violence and bodies being thrown out like the Tasmanian devil, throwing bodies out of a heap of you can't see nothing but dust, and the rest of them can't eat, then some other guys need to be fired.
I'm telling you right now, that wide 9 does not work without pressure up the middle. He is the key. He is the key. Period. I know people think that Bosa is the key. Honestly, Hargraves is the key. Because if you go right down the middle of the field defensively, as long as you have a Pro Bowl defensive tackle, a Pro Bowl middle linebacker, a Pro Bowl safety, you're going to do some damage in the NFL.
Key positions, exactly. And that's why we should have paid you for
so it's Hargrave.
Damn it.
It's hard. Now, Bosa is going to have a great year, and he's going to get all the accolades. Yep. But remember what we're talking about here. We're talking about a football team. And we're also talking about a football team that clearly has favorites. And Bosa's a favorite. He ain't even got to show up. He ain't got to practice. He ain't got to work out. He ain't got to see our trainers. He ain't got to see our dietitians. He don't got to talk to our doctors. We're talking about Bosa.
Yes. All he needs to keep is a good tan, and that's all we need from him.
He has his own team. He has his own. As long as his legs are big and he's cut, we got this.
Guy looks like Adonis. Yeah.
I'm just saying. Yeah. I've never seen anything like it. LT couldn't pull this off, Ronbo.
Oh, come on, Pop. Listen, Pop, don't let people misunderstand you. Bosa does get some work done out there.
But no. Bosa gets better work done, and he works harder than any of the 49er practices. Kyle Shanahan knows how hard he works. Mm-hmm. He knows how hard he works. That's why he leaves him alone. Because he knows he can't work him that hard. He can't. Club 49er training camp, they come in, they run around in their pajamas on, and, they touch here and they touch there. There's no hitting. There's no two-a-days. This is the NFL new millennium, baby. The most important thing to have in NFL now is a social media account. Not practice. Only people out there trying to practice for real, people come from that old school line of thinking. Bosa, McCaffrey, Aiyuk, God bless him. God bless Aiyuk. Kittle was just impressionable. Kittle's going to do whatever the status quo is. And we saw McCaffrey out there. Like, oh, Lord, I better pick up my game. See, everybody should be doing that. Trent
I like
old
that,
ass.
though.
Yeah, Trent
that means
old
everybody
ass.
else is listening.
Trent old ass need to just put his corns, get his corns in check and get out there on the field. Let's go. I thought you won the Super Bowl. You're sitting on the side talking, telling people, oh, I'm awful. I don't want to hear that. Get out in the field. Show us that you're not awful. McCaffrey's going to be all right until Shanahan runs him up the middle 20 times a game.
Oh, I do worry about that. I do.
I'm just saying. We know it's not necessary. It's all on Shanahan, dude. It is. I keep telling people that y'all argued over the quarterback for what? You think Shanahan cares who the quarterback is? He don't care. He don't care. Unless it's Kirk Cousins. But other than that, he don't care. Darnold's got the best arm in the history of the 49ers. He'll be
Wait a
out
minute.
there.
It was Mayoko, I believe.
Well, he heard that from somebody.
Yeah.
Incredible throw of the football. And that buster from the Bengals. Oh, I'm really impressed with him. I'm like, oh my God.
That kind of shocked me too. Was that necessary to be said?
No loyalty. He's got no loyalty, nobody. No, except for Kirk Cousins and a Cabo clique. That's it. Kirk Cousins, Nick Bosa, Cabo clique, everybody else as far as Shanahan goes can go to hell. Oh, and Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne's his dog. He's tight with Shanahan. I'm just trying to keep it 100, Ronbo. It is 100. And I'm okay with it.
Yeah,
it is what it is.
It is what it is, Ronbo. Most of what you're saying is it's hard to argue.
It is what it is, and it's all on Shanahan. I'm telling you, he's the MVP. You know what? I'm gonna prove my point. I'm gonna get off the phone.
Poppy, if you could do it in like 15 seconds, because we really got to go. Production's getting excited.
Jalen Ramsey just stated recently that we don't game plan against the 49ers quarterback. We game plan against Shanahan. I'm out, Ronbo. Like and subscribe to Sports.
No, it's an excellent point. I'm looking forward to it for Wednesday, fam. You're my best in the Dragon Clan.
Rombo, hurry up before I cut you off.
49er Brian, come on in.
What is up?
Brian, man, you know what? We're one thing I love about this program is there are some things that you and I and none of us actually entertain the same thoughts about the team. It's always enlightening, and then sometimes it gives you a lot of food for thought about our team, which is why after the years of doing this, I'm thinking, when I first started doing this, I had one mindset about the 49ers. My whole perspective on football and the 49ers in general has shifted. I want to thank everybody that's contributed to this program to reshaping the minds of many of us in a way that, Brian, I'm not sure what to, whatever.
I don't know where this is going, Ronbo. Will you explain it some more?
I'm just saying, the thing is, now the 49ers, I used to be, there's nothing that's going to stop the 49ers. Brian, I remember we were poo-poo. We were the worst team in the NFL. But I refused to admit that. When Harbaugh left and we went through the Jimmy T year, the Chip Kelly time, I would still get in the face of any I'd get in the face of any fan and argue, you guys think we will kick your ass this Sunday. And sure enough, the team would come in and beat us so bad there'd be blood all over the field, nobody's blood but ours. And I still next week say the same thing. I don't do that anymore.
Hey, is it mean to say we might be 15-2 this year?
No, but because you got a reason to say it. There's a reason to believe that. See, but now you have real proof.
Yeah, well, I'll just say, the Sea Trash are going to take one game from us in Seattle because they always cheat up there with their referees. So I see us losing up there one game, maybe. I don't know. Depends on how Gino does, huh? But has he ever been good 2 years in a row? No.
No, Gino, last year, and by the way, he faded toward last year. You know what?
Yeah, he did.
As long as McCaffrey's up, as long as Fred Warner's up, don't worry about the Hawks. You know what? Those guys seem to cause this energy that makes the entire team look different. Nobody wants McCaffrey, and football players got egos. Nobody wants McCaffrey out there making him look bad. They love him, and they appreciate him being on the team, but don't let him outwork me. That's the thing. Now you got a bunch of guys that are busting ass out there. And with defense, oh, God, we got so many guys to be an example out there.
I don't think teams even want to play our defense, honestly.
Because the following week you're not going to be able to play. Beat you up.
It's going to be brutal. It's going to be so brutal. Hey, how about nobody's talking about my boy Jennings this year? How's he doing?
Nobody said anything bad about him. Juwan, guys.
I'm just hoping he has a good year. I like him.
I know, too. Third and Juwan. There was a reason why that came up. Guy was clutch on so many different occasions. So
I know, man. I hope we hang on to him. I know we signed him just for a year, right?
Yeah. Shanahan's really as long as he's going to pay for that money and what he's already contributed. One thing about Kyle, if you do work, he's not going to get rid of you unless there's money involved. And there's no money involved here. And Jennings does work. Kyle knows he can trust him, and he likes to have guys out there that he can believe in.
He has pretty good hands. I don't see him dropping passes much.
a lot of people do.
Aiyuk
didn't see that either.
Aiyuk had a problem dropping passes there for a while, remember? And now he's gotten better. So I just think our offense. You know what I always worry about on our offense? I say it every time. That offensive line. Oh, good grief. I just hope it pulls together this year,
Yeah, they ranked in the top 10 last year of offensive lines, though. This is what makes you wonder how bad, in our eyes, are other offensive lines. The 49ers were kind of ranked in, the top third.
Hey, well, the good thing is we won't hear offsides on number 69 on the offense this year.
Hey,
10
Brian,
yards.
Trent Williams got called for that too many times, too, though.
That's true. I'll take that back. That's true. But
see, you know what? Out there where they are, you can't hear the count very well, and sometimes they are actually anticipating the count. So it's way out there on the edges is tough.
Oh, so are you worried about linebacker at all? Because I know we don't have Al-Shaair anymore. So I don't know.
I like what I see in Oren Burke already. You know what? Flanagan Foles was never that bad. He just didn't get a chance to play. After Dre and Fred, those guys are all pretty good. And on some teams, they'd probably be ranked a little higher than they are. Remember, the 49ers set the standard at the linebacker position. So guys that are playing behind them could start other places.
Oh, I know. It's amazing how many great linebackers we've had. The whole team's always been great, but linebackers been phenomenal. It's crazy.
Always the best.
I always liked old Lee Woodall. Remember him?
See, that's going back. But there was a gap between Woodall and when the greatness got back together. What's that guy's name with the huge neck?
Merton Hanks.
No, linebacker. The dude's neck.
Oh God, you're killing me right now.
He was awesome, but in a way where when Navarro Bowman.
Are you talking about Gary Plummer?
What?
Gary Plummer? Gary Plummer.
No, not Plummer.
He had a big neck.
Yeah, well, this guy had a neck like something you see on a Marvel comic. Anyway,
like a Thanos neck.
Well, yeah, exactly. When Bowman showed up. Okay, when Bowman showed up, I remember he was still there, and he was talking about how Bowman, the dude knows where the ball's going, seemingly as soon as they snap it. Because Bowman had that. Not Romanowski. This guy I'm talking about is black, Bobo. Oh, man. He just came in just before Willis and Bowman, the guy before.
Wow.
But anyway.
God.
He was good, too. TK, all right. Spikes. Takeo Spikes.
Takeo Spikes.
Yeah. Oh.
Man. He was a tough son of a gun. Oh, my God. That guy was a beast.
So, they know how to find him.
We've had some great linebackers, Ronbo.
So, That's going to continue. And the guys, I don't know. You wonder. I didn't know Fred Warner was a surprise to me. I didn't know when he came in because Big Show had gotten on my nerves talking about how he wanted offensive players. Man, we got our defense is fine. We don't need Show. We need defense in order to win games. You got to have it. Listen, what are we doing linebacker with no Willis and no Bowman? Fred Warner. Who?
Man,
He said, Fred Warner, what is that?
I want everybody to be healthy too, Ronbo.
Exactly.
No major injuries this year. Nobody hurt. Gosh, I just hope all the guys stay healthy. And the Super Bowl is ours.
Who's going to be your MVP? Because we're going to run out of time here in a minute. Who's going to be your MVP?
Oh my gosh, I got to go with Kittle. I just have to.
It's not a bad choice.
And you want me to pick? Yeah, Kittle on offense, and I got to go with Bosa on defense.
Mm-hmm.
So Bosa or Fred.
Okay.
So yeah, got to go with your all stars, right?
Okay, yeah, exactly. And Brian, who's going to be the whipping boy this year?
Oh gosh,
that guy that cannot make a mistake, or he's going to get killed.
It's going to be Moody.
Yeah.
It's going to be Moody.
We can all agree on that, huh?
The first time he misses a field goal,
get him out of here! He's a bust.
All over him. That's what's going to happen. The first time he misses a field goal, people are going to want him gone. It's going to be horrible. But he's in a tough position. I feel for him, but I have all the confidence in the world for him because I think he's better than Robbie. Robbie's just too. Robbie's going downhill.
Yeah, Robbie's
I'm
40.
glad
and as a kicker, that's getting up there. Yeah. Anytime they're bringing the ball back off there, every kick, that's
for new blood.
Yeah.
Do we still have our holder, which Kowski or whatever his name is?
Oh, Mitch isn't going anywhere.
Oh, good grief.
We got to go, Pep. But all right, Brian.
Okay.
Hey, always great to talk to you. We don't talk often enough. I'll be back Wednesday.
I know. Sorry. I've been super busy. Sorry. But I will try and be there Wednesday. You take care, Ronbo.
You too. Have a great day, Brian.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
You too.
Thanks. Bye. Hey, Lorenzo.
What's happening, Ronbo?
Lorenzo, man, just sitting back here enjoying talking about the 49ers. Looking forward to we got another juggernaut team. Lorenzo, when you got a team like what we got, who's that guy that they're going to look at? Everybody's going to look at on the team and agree he is the MVP. And then Lorenzo, somebody's got to break out this year. Every year we have somebody to bust out. Who's that going to be? And then the rookies making you crazy already. And that whipping boy, my favorite subject. And the Super Bowl. Anything less than the Super Bowl, can you stand it?
It's going to be tough this year. Yeah, we have a solid team. I think it's solid all around. So it's kind of tough to say who's going to come out. If I have to go with CMC on offense, and my Bosa for sure being there. And I'm kind of curious to see that wide receiver. What's his name?
B.A. Aiyuk. Unless you're talking
about
the
rookie.
The rookie receiver.
The rookie, the one you're talking about, the rookie.
Rookie receiver.
Really keeping up, right?
Danny.
Yeah, no, not the rookie yet, but I'm pretty sure they're all. You never know. You just never know. About
you know
this
what?
year's really good.
Danny Gray's in the second year. Wouldn't it be interesting?
No, not Danny Gray. That other guy, Green. What the heck is that rookie's name? Supposed to be kind of stop run after catch.
Ronnie Bell.
Ronnie
Bell. Yeah.
Ronnie Bell. Yeah. He is a tough guy, though. Ronnie Bell's got a few attributes.
Kind of like a Bolden kind of receiver,
Yeah, he can actually get downfield and make plays too.
Yeah. He seems kind of tough, but it's kind of curious to see him play. Kind of like a Debo type, solid run you ass over and shit.
Man, Lorenzo, count your receivers though, Lorenzo. I'm looking at, of course, Debo and Aiyuk in 1-2. 3 is Aiyuk. Number 4,
No,
Jamal
Aiyuk is-
Jennings. How much room? Number 5. You know what? We got room. Ray McLeod. I'm not sure
gonna be
what
tough.
his Ray McLeod's. I'm not sure what his status is. We actually have
Yeah,
6
it's good.
guys. 4, 5, 5.
Yeah,
guys.
it's gonna be. God, we're stacked. We're stacked everywhere. And that dude linebacker is supposed to have the skills of Greenlaw. I think that guy's supposed to.
Oh yeah, I keep
And
forgetting
then
his
match up
name.
same time.
I've heard about him.
Yeah,
Uh,
but yeah, I'm excited about this year. You know, they were always positive. Shit, I was positive when we drafted Alex Smith. You know, so shit.
well, you had a right to be. Alex Smith he looked good coming out of school. You know, Lorenzo, we were just talking about first round picks. It's always rough.
I don't see how some of these fans can be just freaking negative 24/7. You know, God, are we watching the same game? You know,
I know.
there was another. You know, you go back. And, you know, if you've been through the Dennis Erickson interview, oh my God.
Oh,
You're a Niner fan if you went through that.
Yeah,
you know?
Erickson that was really hard to
Didn't
do.
matter if you want. Yeah. It didn't matter if you won or win or lose. He's still to say, just shut the fuck up, dude.
You know,
yeah, he was terrible.
But you, Lorenzo, you know why that is, don't you? Because the tradition with the 49ers got started back with Montana and Rice, and then you went for Steve Young. The 49ers, it's been hard since then for anything less than perfection.
But you know what?
You know,
we
have to
know
realize.
what year that we should have had it too? You know what year that we should have had it too that a lot of fans wouldn't probably guess we should have been there?
Mm-hmm.
And they probably blamed the coach or whoever the hell. But what was that, 97? Was it 97 when we got Bryant Young had his leg broke?
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
We were, because Denver won that year. We beat Denver that year. We spanked them actually Monday night that game when they retired Joe Montana's jersey.
And they were not as good. You know, it's always those kind of breaks, though, Lorenzo. But for some people think somebody needs to be blamed. But Bryant Young breaks his leg. What are you going to do?
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
That was when Ken Norton broke his leg, and then I still was betting on them to win. And then Garrison Hurst goes down the first play against Atlanta. You know, I thought we had it that year. That was the same year.
And look at us now.
But
that same evil has followed us. We got people getting hurt now. Key personnel. It's never anybody that we could be fine without. It's always one of the most important guys on the team.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Always.
Most of these fans, they're really not used. They don't really understand that shit happens. You know.
Yeah.
Hey, it happens. I think Purdy, if he comes back, his arm's good. I'm pretty sure he'll be all right. It's not like he came out, well, Mullins won his first game. Well, this guy won his first game. You know, this fucking guy won 8 games straight, man.
And also, you can see he didn't know enough to be doing what he was doing, but he did. Now, that's why I'm impressed. Now, what happens when he learns some other things and is no longer a rookie? People aren't looking at that. They're looking at it as a finished product already. I says, I don't know, man. I think what he did was pretty much just short of a miracle. I don't know how he did what he did. So,
that's what I'm saying. I'm pretty piss poor fans. You know, if you're talking about, like energy and stuff, at least be positive. Don't be like bitching every damn week, win or lose.
Otherwise, why do you do this, right? That's always what I'm feeling. Why put yourself through this kind of misery and pain if you're going to do that?
It's your team or it's not. It doesn't matter who's playing. God,
getting up every morning, getting mad because your team is not what you want them to be. I hate him, and get rid of him. I'm sick of this. Well, then why don't you watch? Why do you put yourself through that kind of suffering? Let it go.
Yeah. I usually don't pay too much attention to what other people say. Because I know, I'm pretty sure I'm the only one in America that called the Jimmy G coming back last year, way ahead of time,
No,
because it was just a smart business move,
It was. Well, no matter what anybody says,
'cause
Jimmy G is nowhere near as
Yeah.
awful as some people would like to make him out to be. And the
Oh,
49ers
nah,
are winning.
I was confident.
Yeah, the 49ers are winning.
Yeah.
Even if he wasn't hands on every play, doesn't mean that it wasn't.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't. He doesn't have to. This is Kyle Shanahan's offensive system. The quarterback's not doing all the heavy lifting and making all the decisions out there.
Yeah. You know, and he gets hurt. He gets hurt. You just get tired of the same bullshit. You know, they give up 3 picks. You know, they gave up 2 picks for trade. You know, they traded the one that year. You know, just people just blow up everything just to get all excited, and you know, it's like. But sometimes I kind of get like, God, it's the same old bullshit every time. You know, just be positive. You know. But
Well,
I don't really necessarily, you know, you and I know we've obviously been through the big games, you know, the heartbreak, you know, jeez.
It lingers too.
Instant.
Yeah, that's why for years I was in denial. And even when the 49ers weren't good, I said, yeah, they are. You ain't seen nothing yet. Yeah, I have.
We're not knocked out the playoffs yet. We're only like into the 5th or 6th game, you know. So that's what I told this Denver fan the other day. You know, he was. You know, I said, "Look, you had to talk. You're not trash talking, bro. Oh shit, it's like we're all 0-0. You know.
Yeah.
You don't want to wait till the season starts. Then you got to shut up right away. You know.
It's it. And Lorenzo, we got to go. But listen, you tell that Denver fan Russell Wilson is his quarterback. He'll stop. That ain't the same Russell Wilson as it used to be.
No, he wasn't. He wasn't trash talking. So I told him you should trash talk now because once the season starts, hey, that's it, man. You can't say shit.
True. Lorenzo, always a pleasure.
Yeah. All right. Hey, you have a good one.
You too.
You guys, Niner Empire.
You go.
Be positive.
That's what we got to do. There he is.
All right. Good night.
All right. Hey, Lorenzo.
You all have a good one. All right.
Thanks, fam.
Bye.
And let's go check out Ellis.
I'm Bizzle.
Ellis, you know, we're looking at that. We're looking at MVP and guys that are going to make a huge difference. We can pick out 2 or 3 at the same time for offense, but just one guy is like hard to pick out. Then of course that breakout guy, who's that going to be? And any rookies besides Jair, you know, because there's some guys. That's his name is Deshaun Harris, is who I was trying to talk about the other day. Cornerback. And he's
Jameson.
got what? Jameson? You know what I'm talking about,
Texas.
right? Yeah.
Texas.
I understand he runs a
Deshaun
4.4.
Jackson.
Yeah, that's him. Runs a 4.4.
Yeah.
And can also return.
Yeah, he's a baller.
Nobody's touched him
he's a
this year.
baller.
Anybody that tried to throw on him failed so far. Oh, I can't wait to see what happens because I don't think Wilkes is going to just look over him because of his status as a player coming in. Wilkes is going to look at him and keep on looking at him and say, okay, I got to rethink what I'm going to do here now because if he makes another play like that, I'm going to have to reconsider some positions. If I was a coach, you know what? Because I've done that. Little League Baseball and everything else, guys who did well for me the year before, they would not always start the next year if a kid came in with just blowing things away. So, you know, you got to think like that. I'm telling you. And also, the whipping boy this year is going to be taken up by who? Jake Moody, I forgot about. I said Demo was going to be the guy. Jake Moody, the whipping boy. You know how we do. We always have to have a guy we got to blame, lay everything on when we lose. But I thought it was going to be Demo because I said, you know, Demo is getting better according to Wilkes. I said, here's the thing. If Demo makes a mistake, though, out there, and as many new cornerbacks that we got, and Ambry Thomas, a lot of people don't think he's going to get cut because we need the depth. And Ambry's got Wilkes impressed, too. So, you know, who's going to be the whipping boy? And also, Alice, I don't even need to ask you this question. Is anything beyond a Lombardi at the end of the season acceptable for you? With this particular team?
That's a lot of questions, Ronbo. I need to.
Yeah, I didn't want to take it.
Let me write this shit down.
I was trying to stop talking.
No, but
go ahead.
No, you know what? Yeah, man. I mean, we could the Super Bowl or bust thing. I think. I mean, it's obvious. We need to win a Super Bowl. We want to win a Super Bowl. Do we have the team to do it? Absolutely. Is it in our control? Absolutely.
Every year, almost.
Will it happen?
Yeah. Is that in our control?
To be TBD, to be determined. We got to get through the season, man. We got a nice little schedule. We seem to, have these hiccups with some of the shittier teams. We can't repeat things like that on seasons like this. Any season, realistically. We can't do that this year. We need to win the games that we're supposed to win, and also win the games that that we're picked not to win. Kind of as we did last year, and then we went on a streak. I challenge our team to go on another 12-game win streak.
And stop coming from the gutter and all of a sudden just raise hell to get to the playoffs like they did for the 2 years in a row. I'm impressed, but I don't want to go as a wild card or on the road for 2 out of the 3 weeks of the playoffs, Niners. Make it easier on yourself.
That shit been happening since 2019, man.
God, no, 2019. Weren't we we stayed home mostly.
We had the gauntlet. We had
you mean as far as games
in order to get home field and all that stuff that to get in the first place and everything like that. Like we had to win a certain amount of games. Certain teams needed to lose.
The games.
Like I'm tired of that. I'm tired of that shit.
Well, schedule makers got a new thing going this year, though, Ellis. Instead of putting us through the gauntlet, y'all do well, don't you? Here's what we're going to do. You go to the West Coast. You go to the East Coast. You go back to the West Coast again. You go back to the East Coast. What did Ellis? Somebody in that building just liked the 49ers. That was just nasty, mean.
Yeah, Jerry Jones slid a couple of M's to somebody, and they found a way to.
You're joking, but I'm telling you, I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm not either. That's what I mean. I'm joking, but I'm serious at the same time. But you never know. But at the end of the day, we are proven. We're a team that we can't be overlooked. If there's any if there's anything that we're doing or that's happening with us, it's because of us and not because of the other teams. We that Chiefs game, that's the only game that I say in the last, I can't even count how many games that we actually just got our asses whipped.
Just beat.
Not even in the Super Bowl. They put the Super Bowl was bullshit. That game, we got our asses whipped. And we was neck and neck up until like the first half. And then we got to that third quarter.
Just ran off.
Man, it just got different. That was the only time I saw us really just dragging, and we paid for it. But every other game that we played in the last 3-4 seasons, those are all games we should be winning.
2017 when Kyle first got there, or 2018, the 49ers were losing, but by short margins. That was the worst beatdown I think they ever got.
3 points, 1 point. Less than 5 points. Yeah, absolutely. So it's just with I'm just expecting the offense to be. I'm expecting Kyle to do more with what he has.
Hopefully,
he's got to get to that point. Not only does he need to get better in other areas as a coach, being able to be more effective in building and coaching up his quarterbacks, but just play designing when it comes to the weapons and guys that he has. I want to see Juszczyk get the ball more. Juszczyk is on his last year or two on his damn contract, and we still have yet to give him 5 or more touchdowns in the season. He is a punisher. When you put the ball in his hands, he doesn't go down on the first or second guy. It takes 3 or more people to take him down. And he's always wide open. We need more plays to Juszczyk. We need to spread the ball around. And like I said, that predictable Kyle Shanahan shit will diminish because they're like, look, we don't know who the hell he's going to go to. We don't know if it's going to be Debo. We don't know if it's going to be George. We don't know if it's going to be Juwan. We don't know if it's going to be Aiyuk. We don't know if it's going to be, Debo. We got Christian. We got Juszczyk. it's just, there's what can you do? Like, that's what we want to have these coaches and the oppositions thinking. There's nothing we can do. Like, I want him to just totally just destroy with this team, because there's too much great talent on the team. And I feel like we're under last season we scored the most points that I've seen us score in a long time, besides our Super Bowl year when we were running it up like several games, and then we beat Carolina 50-something to whatever. Like, this is the most points that we scored this past season. Yeah. We need this should be our regular, though. So I'm expecting for us to be offensively, outdoing other teams and trying to even outdo our defense, because our defense has been so, just unmatched and incredible. Like, let's give these guys something to play for. I mean, it's bad enough that they're holding on to any little bit of points that we can score, but let's give them something to really just be like, okay, our offense got us, because they're humbly like Fred, we got to do better. We got to do this. We got to do that. It's like, look, Fred, we get it. The offense needs to do better. Mm-hmm. We'll say it for you. Mm-hmm. We need to match. Our offense needs to match you guys' intensity. Every damn play. Every time you guys get us the ball back on a turnover or a stop, we need to put it in the damn end zone. Period.
Or at least
and if
don't
not,
leave
let's
without
get close
three.
enough to do it. Yeah, at least get 3 points. Come on, man. Like, I just want to see that happen this season. If we have the team, we have everything that we need. We got to make it happen. Mm-hmm. We got to make it happen. Guys, the mistakes and then the play calling, the play designing, come on, Kyle. This is your opportunity. You want that Lombardi? You want people to stop questioning your integrity and your, your ability as a coach, your ability to close, your ability to shut teams out and not let them back in the game, and no more, oh, he's playing scared. You don't want to hear that shit no more? Well, it's in your hands, my man.
Yeah, and you're right. There's no excuse. You got a lot of guys that are polished in your system. They say it takes 3 years for a team to really fully understand and be able to apply what they know about a system. You've had those 3 years. Now, God, hurry up. Let's go.
The team is incredible.
It is. The build.
It is incredible, Ronbo.
It's homegrown. That's what I like about it. I mean, that's like not many teams can say they do that. Else we got to call it. I'll be back Wednesday looking for you as I always, and I mean always do. You gotta have your Ellis. Shout out to the squad.
I appreciate it, family.
Hey,
yes, sir, man. Thank you for the platform, man.
It's my pleasure.
I lost track of all of the questions you have for tonight, man. But I'll let the rest of the family go ahead and
whatever you bring to the table is always good stuff. Anyway.
It's for life, man.
All right,
hit that like and subscribe. You know where you at. Shout out to all the family out there, man. Shout out to, I can't remember who that was that gave me a shout. Was it Papa Dragon or something the other night? And shout out to Papa Dragon, man. Shout out to all the faithful, man. Yeah. Everybody that call in, man.
All right, Ellis. Man, you can say that to everybody because everybody loves you, Ellis. All right, Phil.
I love y'all, man.
Except for Rudy, of course, but that's all right. All right, Phil.
Yeah.
JD.
Exactly.
Ellis, I'll see you Wednesday.
The feelings are mutual.
That's good. All right, Phil. Here goes Ellis. And now let's bring it, man. That man who makes Gene D. He has Gene D on one shoe, and he got Rudy on the other. Hey, yo, Jalen.
Cliff got the boot. He's still chewing on that nasty goop. And Sean McVay play called like poop. It stinks, Ronbo. What's the word, man? What's the word?
Yeah, you know what? We were looking tonight at the MVP coming up next year. You know what? Actually, it's not hard to point out the MVP. That guy that stands out as the one who's out there trend setting. I mean, because guys come out and work out, and they bust. Everybody come out and bust ass. But CMC takes it to a whole nother level. He's that kind of guy, if you was on like a high school team or something, and that's that dude, man, that dude's always kissing ass, man. Him and the coach, man, them boys, y'all ought to get a room, coach. See, here's the thing. CMC, as we're grown men now talking about, you can't let CMC come out there and make you look bad. So now he can drag the rest up to that next level. He did even last year, even as far as I was concerned, because everybody was playing hardcore. And And he'll be that guy this
Yep.
year. And is this the Brandon Aiyuk breakout year? I know he did well last year, but is he getting ready to go to the next level, wherever that is?
Ronbo,
And
first of all, the next level for me, the way elite for me at wide receiver is either one or two things: either 1,200 yards, 1,200 plus yards, or 10 plus touchdowns. That's elite for me. If you a guy that's
agreed.
putting up 13 touchdowns with 1,000 yards, or you're putting up 1,300 yards with 8 touchdowns, that's elite numbers. Brandon, I mean, I think he had like 6 touchdowns this year, and maybe a little bit over 1,000. It was decent.
I think he had 8. I'm not. Remember, you start off the season, he was getting a touchdown a week for about 4 or 5 weeks.
Yeah. He just can't keep a consistent quarterback on the field. So
yeah, that's not his fault.
That's Ronbo. That's what I'm tired of, Ronbo. Damn it, that's what I'm tired of. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of every year we can't have a quarterback 2 years in a row. Like the receivers can't get used to the chemistry of the person that's throwing them the ball because there's always somebody every year, and it's ridiculous.
That does play a factor in how good the receiver is going to be, and you got to give Aiyuk credit, having gone through 4 quarterbacks. Well, I can't call Johnson 3 quarterbacks in 1 year.
He played with CJ. He played with Nick. He played with Jimmy. He played with Trey a couple games. He played with Brock. I mean, man, geez.
So that's got to somehow that. Well, I tell you what, I'm so scared. Jay, I ain't lying, man. All of us believe. Oh no, it's gonna be all right. No, man, but it's supposed to be all right last year. This thing, the quarterback's going down in
that's a problem. And like I said in a previous call before, this isn't the first time we've gone through 3 quarterbacks. This is just the first time that we've cared because we were actually in a meaningful game. It's been games where Nick Mullins and CJ Beathard have got knocked out, and the others had to come in.
Exactly.
Yeah, so we've played with 3rd string quarterbacks before. We just was already not, our hopes were already towards the draft at that point. So I mean, it didn't really matter.
And you remember the days we said, "Oh, we can't win this game. We lose one more game, we get the number 1 pick in the draft."
Yeah, those Ronbo. I went back and I watched that. I was off. I went back and I watched that 2017 season. Some of those games, Ronbo. That team early on. That team really wasn't that bad. We got hit like early on, Ronbo. That season, we played, I think, the Panthers first, and then we played Seattle, the Rams, and the Cardinals early on, back to back to back. So Kyle really had a kind of tough schedule his first year. I'm not gonna lie. When I went back and looked at it early, that was kind of tough. 3 divisional games, back to back to back like that,
and didn't get
in
beat
your
up.
first season.
Just lost.
Yeah, no.
3 to 6
None of them
points.
was blowouts. None of them was blowouts. I remember that Seattle game we lost like 6-12. I think and then that Rams game, Trent Taylor got that offensive pass interference, and we should have won that game. We should have won that game.
Marquise Goodwin and Hoyer were just tearing up. Marquise was out running the defense, and that ball was.
No, it was Pierre. It was
Pierre,
Ronbo. It was Pierre. That was Garcon. Garcon.
You know about the Rams and Hoyer, all right?
Yeah. It was Garcon that went off that game.
Well, Garcon was doing well, but I remember Marquise going deep downfield, making circus catches at least a couple of times. I was thinking, wow.
Man. And then you remember, I found it funny, Ronbo, how Jaquiski Tart dropped the wide open pick, but he caught that one-handed interception against the Panthers.
I know, right?
That's
one-handed and went up in the air to pick it out. Oh, he's hard to understand.
Yeah.
How did he mix the difficult catch but can't make the easy one?
That 2017 team, Ronbo, oh geez. It wasn't when I look at it, I'm not. It's hard to really judge how, because the team didn't look like it just didn't know what it was doing.
They didn't. They just trying to run Kyle's offense. That's why he brought all the people in with him.
Yeah,
because they knew his offense.
Yeah, like It's hard to explain how looking at that team. Like the record makes it seem like that team was bad, but when I went back and I looked at some of those games, we just was a couple of plays away, really, like a play away from winning.
When we had Carlos Hyde, Carlos is
Hey,
not
Ronbo,
really.
Carlos Hyde was not bad, Ronbo. I
No, but
understand
he
you
ain't.
don't like Carlos Hyde.
I
He
don't.
was
No, no, no.
not a bad back.
I'm not saying he was bad, but he's not. He's not a Shanahan running back. You know,
He's not.
Back
That's what
Shanahan
he's
was
not.
running the
And neither
stretch
is
there.
Trey Sermon, Rombo. Neither is Trey Sermon. Him and Trey
What?
Sermon
Yeah.
went to the same school. That's why I think that their styles didn't work out.
Find a pile of bodies and run into it.
Yeah, those running backs are more of they find their own hole and they run. Kyle Shanahan is you find the hole that I find the hole that I
Well,
put
it's all
you in.
diagram for you. You know, it's not about I got to sniff out the hole. This is what's going to happen. The offensive line is going to form a maze. You're going to have two options to go, and you step on the gas, hit your foot once, and go. Don't be dancing in the hole. Just go. You know, Carlos and Trey couldn't understand that.
As far as who I think who's gonna win MVP, whoever the quarterback is next season, that's who I think is gonna get the honors of it. Because regardless of who you are at quarterback, Rombo, if you are one of the top teams in the NFL, you're gonna automatically get put in the in the MVP conversation, no matter who you are. Because back in 2017, when the Jacksonville Jaguars was good, Rombo, believe it or not, Blake Bortles was actually in the MVP conversation.
Yeah, he was.
Just because the Jaguars was winning.
I remember that. And,
I think
their defense was getting up 13 sacks a week.
They called them Saxonville, Rombo. Saxonville.
Terrible. Oh.
Then they ran into that man, Dollar Bill and Tom. And they took care of business. And then, the Rams. Yeah, the Rams scored that measly, pathetic, sad, embarrassing, just despicable 3 points. Man, Jesus, Rombo, that game was boring. That was embarrassing to watch.
They had no business being there in the first place.
They had no business being there, Rombo. Oh. Jesus, Rudy. You always forget that game happened, didn't you?
No. Rudy will line up for you how many times the refs missed calls on the Rams. That wasn't a pivotal call. Those aren't pivotal calls. The one you got at the end of the game with that clear pass interference was the call.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what?
They changed the rules because of them, Rombo.
Right.
They made a rule change because of them.
Jalen,
they knew they weren't supposed to be in that Super Bowl. We would have got a better Super Bowl than that. Shit. The Saints and the Patriots, we would have got better than 10 and 13. I can tell you that.
Jalen, we got to go. And I'll see you Wednesday. And let's dig up some more stuff to talk about.
At the end of the day, we still the kings of the West. Kyle and Nee need a 2-year rest. And Gene D can keep coming in here and crying because the 49ers are going to continue to be the best. And let's not forget, Ronbo.
Yes.
Dave Mullins beat the Raiders on national TV. This is not just some game that if you could live in LA, you catch it on your local system and your local program. No. This is on prime time. Yes. If y'all don't know what prime time is, that means everybody in the world saw this game.
Third world
That's
nations.
Embarrassing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Rombo. I'm talking about third world countries saw it. Igloos in Antarctica had it. Man, North Sentinel Island had it. Lumberjacks had it. Hermits had it. Jason Voorhees saw it. Damn it, Atlanteans saw it. A lot of people saw this game, Rombo.
Jalen, have a good night. I'll see you Wednesday. Oh, God.
Damn it, Bruce Wayne saw it in Gotham. A lot of people saw it.
Hey, look at what's got Jalen. I'm seeing you Wednesday. Hey, yo, Michael. Michael on the golden shores, hallelujah. Michael might be tied up. You might be kinkier than we think. And it's J-Dog. J-Dog, get in here.
Yo, what is up, Ronbo? What's going on? How you been, brother?
Dog, my dude, been doing great, man. Delighted to hear from you. You know, we don't hear from you. We hear from you every now and then because you're a busy man, and so it's always just it's J Dog. People talk about you for days after you leave.
Oh man, I appreciate the callers. I've been listening to some of the callers, and this is J Dog from Boston. Boston in the mother effing house. The president of the Kyle Shanahan fan club. But I'm not going to go there. I didn't call for that, but you know what? I can't help myself because the last caller and the other caller kind of alluded to it, but I need to know, Kyle Shanahan, who the hell do you think you are going into this season after basically you should be brought up on charges for conspiracy to get our quarterback killed? Who do you think you are going into the season with a stiff at right tackle after you just got your right tackle? Your right tackle just got picked up in free agency. You got a bum at right tackle after you just got 4 quarterbacks killed last year. Who do you think you are? I'm sick of it. And I need the faithful to understand what's going on. Why is Kyle Shanahan getting a pass in regards to the protection? The protection of quarterback. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. Yeah, maybe on that particular play, it wasn't a right tackle's fault. But how long has the right side of this line have to be complete garbage? How much do you need to see when you start the game off and 2 of the best pass rushers from the other team are going on to the right side, to the right tackle side? Just don't want no parts of Trent Williams. They both will go over there sometime. I'm sick of it. And I really, Ronbo, I really think what it is Kyle Shanahan, if he told the powers that be, yo, get me a dog at right tackle or right guard, I really think his ego is so massive that to him, it would be an admission of guilt that he has something to do with the injuries at the quarterback position. I really think this ego is in the way of us, and this is the reason why. Like, Ronbo, you gotta understand this. We got about 1.5 years to win the Super Bowl, and our window's done. We got these contracts coming up, and we got big decisions to make, and it's a problem because Kyle Shanahan's ego is the reason why we haven't gotten this trophy, and that's what it is, Ronbo. And I want to hear what you got to say, man. Boston in the house, J-Dog from Boston on Ronbo Sports. Shout out to production. Shout out to the faithful, the chat, and everybody. I love y'all, man, and I love you, Ronbo. What you got to say, Ronbo? Let me know what you think, man, because I'm really, I got to say it, man. I'm sick of Kyle Shanahan, and I need to know. I need the faithful, man. I really need the faithful. Hold his feet to the fire. If we don't make the playoffs, if we struggle, basically with everything, with the chemistry and the core players that we got, we should get out the blocks rolling. I'm talking rolling. I don't want to hear no stumbles in Pittsburgh our first game. I don't want to hear no. We should get off the blocks rolling. Why? Because you got the core players here. But guess what? Nobody's talking about this right side of this line, and that's going to be our Achilles heel. And it's all predicated because the ego of Kyle Shanahan won't allow this team to get a dog on that right side, and that's what's going down. And that's the real. Speak on it, brother. I'd love to hear what you got to say.
Yeah, no, dog, it's all of us have been collectively crying up enough for a river about the right side of the line. And that has a lot to do with the fact that we have one of the greatest of all time on the left side. And
Absolutely.
they put next to him a guard that took a year off, and he looks rock solid. The center, Jake Brindle, Jake is holding his own. Jake didn't hurt us, and he's got enough upstairs that he can actually deal with calling out the defense as he sees it coming at us, right? So I'm not mad at Jake either, even though we could do better at center.
After the season you just had, after the injuries that you just had, after the monumental, the historic injuries that we just, forget about the faithful, the whole world seen. If we had a quarterback, we would have been in the Super Bowl with no problem after the historic injuries that just happened. How many quarterbacks go down in one game? How many quarterbacks go down in 1 year? And you don't address the right side? What is going on with you?
And J-Dub,
Holding McKivitz at right tackle?
You being on the East Coast, it must have been rough because you see Philly fans, don't you? A lot.
Well, I tell you what, man, we got the bandwagon Patriots fans over here, man. You know what I mean? They're just totally ridiculous, man. We got the Patriots fans that are supposed to be Patriots fans. Now they're fans of us. Now they're fans of the Cowboys. Now they're fans of it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous over here, Ronbo.
But in the house. But Eagles fans are they are the Raider fans of the East Coast because they're really obnoxious. They run around talking about how badass they were. I said, y'all, man, how you? I'm glad for you, okay, for the fact that you got past this. But don't act like you just got a cakewalk because of the fact that 49ers didn't have a quarterback. I mean, that is not something to be proud of. Yeah,
because speak the facts. If you say, okay, whatever, but speak the facts. Your offense really couldn't do nothing when we had a functioning offense in the game. Their offense couldn't do anything against our defense unless we were going short yardage field. You know what I mean?
You got the ball all day because our defense is getting worn out at that. And that dude that they had out there covering Aiyuk, he couldn't. In fact, Aiyuk was so open, that may have been the reason why Brock got hurt because Brock couldn't believe it. He said, oh, my God. And they busted his arm before he got the ball out. Brock's got to learn to step up in the pocket, though, fam.
He's a rookie. I mean, you got to eat that. But I just feel like, when you have what we had, the number one priority should be getting a dog on that right side. It's been killing you. The front office has been amazing. The front office has put together a team, and you're getting guys in a 3rd round, 4th round, 5th round, ballers. You know what I mean? Making trades for a guy like a Christian McCaffrey with no 1st-round picks. You know what I mean? Like, the front office has been amazing. Kyle Shanahan, if we're being honest, if he didn't have this glaze, this honey dip, all this fluff on him, he really should be on the hot seat if we don't get the job done this year. And that's real, and that's facts.
Well, it could be, but because as long as he wins, so they're going to let him. Dog, we're going to run out of time, though. I wish we had, but dog, I'll tell you what, I'll be back Wednesday if you got time. And it's off season.
Yeah.
You're hardcore entertainment, bro. I'm on back if you got time.
I appreciate it, Ronbo. Thank you for taking my call. Peace to production, Ronbo Sports. Boston in the house, 49ers in the house. I love y'all in the chat. Love that faithful. Hit that like and subscribe. Ronbo, you are the man. Love you in Boston, bro. Peace, bro.
We love you back, fam. Have a great night, dog. Look for you later.
Peace, bro. Peace, bro.
J-Dog. Hey, Steven and Rome. They're inseparable, Steve.
What's going on, Ronbo?
Steve, man, we're doing like things you do at this time of year when the guys aren't going to be doing much. You start picking up things and start making predictions and things that may not happen, but it's fun to do so. But you know what? I'll bet you it's easy to see that Christian McCaffrey is that flame out in front that keeps a fire lit. You know what I mean? It's like back in the day when they used to have, you turn your stove on and had the little flame burning back there, so you turn the gas on and hit it. He's the pilot, the stove pilot.
Oh yeah.
So I like looking at it. So he's my MVP, and you can pick one too if you want. If it's not that.
McCaffrey, in a sense, I mean, everyone's going to disagree with me on this, but he reminds me of how Jerry Rice was during the off season. Always training, hitting the weight room, going crazy, during practices.
Running up the mountains that nobody even tried to do. Jerry that was sick.
Jerry was all about business. He was no bullshit, just straight business. I want to be the best, and I'm going to do what I can to be the best. And that's what I see a lot in Christian McCaffrey. He's just, I want to be the best. I'm going to remain the best, and he's going to stay the best. I don't think there's anyone on that offense or on that defense that doesn't have that mindset right now. But I mean, if you really think about it, Nick's doing the same thing. Where's Nick at? Oh, he's in the weight room. He's not one for words. He's not one to showboat either. So, him and McCaffrey, silent killers, 100% silent killers. you know, do I think there's an MVP in camp right now?
Mm-hmm.
I gotta hand it to McCaffrey because, you know, he's going 100% all gas, no brakes.
I mean,
You
day
know, just to
one of
show that, you know,
OTAs, he's out there busting ass. I didn't know him, so I didn't expect that. And so when I read it, I couldn't stop laughing. I said, Christian, don't hurt yourself.
He ain't holding back.
God.
And I think that's what will elevate, you know, the 49ers to a higher standard is if they stop going like real lax on OTAs and just start really, you know, doing what Christian McCaffrey's doing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. That has to be in you, though.
And it's like,
Steven, did you play ball?
You can't.
Remember the guys that were tail
football,
dragging?
Yes.
There was always guys tail dragging.
Yeah, I've met plenty of those, and it sucked because it's like, you know, they were the first ones to talk, especially when it came to losing or if you fucked up.
Yeah.
They were the first ones to talk, but when they screwed up, oh no, it was a fluke, you know.
Yeah. I was in between.
So
I never was caught tail dragging, but you know, by the time we got through wind sprints and drills, and by the time I rolled back on my helmet, and you're supposed to keep doing that, and I'd hit the ground and stay down for a minute. I kept hearing my name called, and then I catch up with the count. You know, I did do that on occasion, but you know, when I was a kid, we were doing 2-a-days. You know, so yeah, Christian McCaffrey's a beast. Pain does not bother him. It's not an option.
And McCaffrey definitely, he's got that dog in him.
And
McCaffrey's definitely got that dog in him. And, you know, that's one thing I think everyone has repeatedly said, but I think no one really understands, like, how much of a dog he really is. Like that.
I know, right?
I mean, he's just saying it isn't enough. You know,
Trent Williams explained it. We remember the reporters asked Trent Williams during his presser, blah, blah, about Chris McCaffrey. Said, yeah, you know, if you know him, you're not surprised by all of that. You know, it's okay. See, we know Christian McCaffrey from what we see, but they know Christian McCaffrey who he is as a person. So Christian McCaffrey out there going 100 miles an hour each and every day, on every drill, that's who he is. That's why I says, I'm so delighted to have a guy like this on this team. He sets the pace now.
Ronbo, the nice part about it is that that's exactly how Jerry Rice was. 100% during every single practice, 100% during every game, 100% during every off-season training session. You know, that's why, you know, like you said too, you know, I'm glad he's on the team. I'm glad we have someone on that team because what it's going to do is it's going to motivate all other players to, you know, who are kind of getting ready to kind of, you know, start tail dragging to pick their ass up and really start hitting it. I mean,
not on this team.
Look at who would snap back into shape. Debo, he was like, you know, I played really lousy last season. He was like, I'm not going to do that again.
Called himself out.
And, you know, it's like.
He never would have done that. I don't believe it.
No,
if McCaffrey not been with us.
And then if you look at some other players too, I mean, Nick Bosa's he's always been that guy, but he's always been quiet. But, you know,
Bosa.
When you've already had someone as a staple who's constantly doing that, no one's really going to look at it. But if you have a new guy do it, who's doing the exact same thing as the old guy's doing it, I mean, it's going to turn some. Oh yeah, no, he's dedicated. Like we need.
You don't want to get outworked.
Nick, what the hell am I? You know, my chopped liver. Like you guys forget about me? I've been doing this shit before him.
You know.
But you know, you've also got, you know, a lot of younger talent that also look up to McCaffrey on that offense too. That you know, wanted to follow in those exact footsteps. And one of them being, from what I understand, is Jordan Mason. And if Jordan Mason can follow anything that McCaffrey does, then we're set in that running back room 100%. There's nothing more that we would need other than McCaffrey, Mitchell, Mason, and I'm forgetting one more. Let me know if I'm and I think I am forgetting one more. One important person. I can't remember who.
As far as out there setting a trend?
Yeah.
You know, George Kittle, he's one speed too. You never see George tail dragging.
No.
But Jordan Mason, you know what? Jordan Mason may be looking like he's looking right now because they're looking at him as he could be the replacement for Elijah Mitchell. You could be. You know what? You may have. That might be it. Jordan saw Christian and said, now that's how you're supposed to do. I'm going to keep up with him. And that's why he's looking so good this year. So far, he's getting a number of good reports. So
And you know who else too? I'm hoping we see more of him this season. Is TDP?
Yeah, if Jordan Mason's already outworking him, I worry about poor guy because Kyle had something to say about him last year that lets me know. Kyle has this thing he says about players that he's already put on the back shelf. He says, Terry, he hasn't gotten many chances because of this. I'm thinking about Kyle. Why is he behind Elijah Mitchell anyway? You're not going to tell us that, huh? See, but hopefully, I agree. He's a big, strong guy. I want to see him get more. Steve, we're going to have to go. Tell you what, let me see you Wednesday and see what happens with the 49ers.
All right, I'll see you Wednesday, Ronbo.
All right. Give our best to that. Little Rome. Little Rome must be getting a little bigger now, too.
Yeah, right now he's getting into stuff. So I had to put him in his little baby cage. So
I love that. Imprisoning children in wooden cages. Hey, Steven, see you Wednesday.
All right, Ronbo, you take care of yourself, all right? I'll see you Wednesday.
Thanks, man. You too. And let's go down to Texas and say hey to Anderson. Anderson.
What's going on, Ronbo, man?
Anderson,
check this out. Oh boy, a caller said something about prime time.
Yeah,
well, that's probably why Tart ain't found a job yet.
So, Kwaski made the one drop that's gonna kill. It killed his career.
Yeah, that killed his career. And he good too, but like you say, prime,
just that mistake.
Like you say, prime time. So
you can't do that. That was probably if there was one thing that would have turned the tide and probably ran the clock out on the Rams. Make that catch, and the way Kwaski runs, he takes that ball back at least field goal position because there was nobody else around him. The Rams ran up,
and we in the Super Bowl. And then another thing, the Solomon Thomas pick was bad because you not know if we would already had Christian McCaffrey. Look how many I think we could have won multiple Super Bowls with this offense and how this boy plays.
Hey, but you know what, Anderson? If McCaffrey came to the team, chances are we don't get Nick Bosa. And why? Because Nick Bosa we picked him up in the second round because the Cardinals were stupid enough to take Kyler Murray.
Yeah, for real. For real.
So
they out of that.
Things fall into place in a way sometimes. Solomon Thomas may have helped us get Nick.
Oh, well, that's good. Well, then that's a good thing. And then, what's up? I say a lot of stars on this team, you know what I'm saying, especially on the defense. Who knows? Shavaz Mawar may do something big this year. Then we got, Fred Warner, Nick Bosa. Then we added this boy, Hargrove, Armstead. Come on now, let's think about what's the other goddamn
position?
Diamador Lenore.
Oh yeah.
He might do a breakout. Jair Brown.
Looks good right now. Oh yeah.
We already know what. Damn, I can't think of that dude, man. Damn. The other linebacker.
Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw.
Yeah, Greenlaw. He gonna show up. So we got a lot of stars. And then on offense, hey, it's whoever wants the ball. And then Debo doing like he say he's gonna do it. Then he gonna break out. Aiyuk, he gonna break out because due to the fact, Trey always when Trey and him already got a connection. They already got a good connection.
You talking about BA?
Yeah, Aiyuk. Him and Aiyuk already got a connection. And him and Debo, they gonna get they all right. But at the same time, since that dude kind of based on run, him and Christian McCaffrey, oh shit. And then come on now, Mason, he's gonna come on now. Mason is our Marshawn Lynch. That's our Marshawn Lynch. Put it like that.
Bruising,
You know
fast,
what I'm saying?
strong.
Yeah.
Hey, but you know what? I tell you what. Look for Debo to go buck wild this year, because Debo, he won't admit it, but he does not like the fact that everybody used to talk about Debo. Now, CMC. You know that's got to be bothering Debo.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. So yeah,
get mad, Debo.
Yeah. He's gonna smash. He gonna smash. He gonna do. Everybody gonna do their thing. Even them two rookie tight ends we got. And at Michigan, that 7th round pick from Michigan. Come on, man.
I can't.
God, man.
I can't wait to see.
Oh, man, we got to, man. So this team really already built to win. It's all about who distributing the ball. And
For
I
3
think
years.
if that ball, come on, if Purdy start and he have this turn thing, oh, come on, man. Do it again. Win straight games. Give us home field advantage throughout the playoffs.
And embarrass teams. Because, now you got CMC who thoroughly knows the program. You got a motivated Debo to say, no, Mom, y'all couldn't. I mean, I like my teammate, but I don't need to hear his name more than I hear mine. And now you got Aiyuk looking to get paid next year. And, it's that, you got to.
And hell, McKivit's going to do good. Hell, he did good against the Rams. When he had to play for Trent. Hell, he ain't let he ain't
he ain't getting a lot of love. He ain't as bad as some people think. He doesn't run block real well, but when it comes to protection, McKivitz is an animal. The dude, he didn't let up. McKivitz doesn't have that many pressures when he plays, let alone sacks. No. So he'll protect.
He good.
We could run to the left.
And who is that? Who is that? Moore. What he gonna be on the other side? Yeah, Jalen Moore.
Yeah. I don't know if Jalen Moore. I don't know what they think about Jalen Moore. Jalen Moore is going to be there for depth. He ain't going anywhere. But I don't know if he's going to beat. He's not going to beat out. What's his name? Who played last year right guard? He's not going to beat out McKivitz. Burford? Yeah, Burford.
No, McKivitz. Who's playing?
Yeah, Burford played guard. Burford.
Burford.
I don't think he's going to beat Burford out. They like Burford a lot. He's beefed up this year, and he's looking tough. He wasn't bad last year. So
he was all right. But yeah, we it's all about who's distributing the ball. We built to win. There ain't nobody stopping us. And yeah. I was watching. I was paying attention to that game. The last caller was correct. Aiyuk had the dude beat all the time.
That's what burns me up. I said, man, because that dude that was trying to cover Aiyuk did not have a prayer. That's why Debo got on that TV show, and they mentioned his name, and Debo just immediately trash. What's his name? Dude used to play for. Man, I was laughing so hard because that came out of Debo's mouth so fast. Now, Debo's talked enough now, though. Now he's got to put up or shut up.
You got to back that up.
Yeah.
You got to back that up. You got to back that up. You got to be clowning. We got to have us a ring. We got to have, man, they got to get it this year, man. It ain't no excuse, man, because I'm tired of losing money, Ronbo.
Yeah.
I said I'm tired of losing money, Ronbo. For real, I'm tired of losing money.
Don't be scared. This year you're going to get it all back. Double up. You're going to win it this year. Anderson, we got to roll.
Dude, I'm tired of it, man.
Oh, you and me it's more
time,
of us.
Man.
Ugh.
Man. My mother was talking shit earlier, talking about Cowboys.
Oh.
I'm like, okay, you're gonna find out week 5.
Yeah. It's so funny because the reason I'm a Niner fan and a Dodger fan is because of my mom and dad. Because anytime they went one direction, I always went the other. I said, well, now the 49ers gonna win that game. You don't know what you're talking about. Well, I don't know what I'm talking about, and they did. I lost once or twice, but usually I was right. 49ers, especially with the Rams. You know what? The 49ers can beat the Rams. I can't.
Oh, they ain't
okay,
shit.
Let's see.
we gonna sweep the West.
Yeah,
We're gonna sweep the West. I'm telling you, we're gonna sweep the West.
Otherwise, it's gonna be embarrassing, Anderson. Anderson, I'll be back Wednesday. Let's get together then. All right. Have a great night and give the Cowboys hell.
Oh, you know I do every day.
All right, fam. I'll see you midweek. All right, Anderson. And here he is. It's Terror Dome. Terror Dome.
Hey, man. Hey, Ronbo. Happy Sunday to you. Happy Sunday to the faithful. Loving everybody as I should. Being a man of God, I hope everything finds everybody healthy and prosperous in this time, in this day. Shout out up to Philadelphia area. I understand there was a collapse on I-95. Luckily, nobody was injured, but that is going to put a hitch in everybody's get up in about 4 hours.
If it hadn't started already.
Trust and believe.
That's one of the things that can last all the way in tomorrow, depending on how fast they can clean that up. Man.
They're talking about months. They're talking about months to replace that stretch of highway. So it's going to be a little different. And I'm being gracious because, Philly fans have not been that gracious to me. Amen.
I can't talk to them, Terry. I can't even talk to those people. They're worse than the Rams when they get started. I had to block 3 Eagles fans off of Twitter because they just kept coming at me with nonsense. So what do you? Man,
Ronbo, it's been that way, man, since the 70s. They used to have a jail in Veterans Stadium to try and convict people to, when games were going on. This is real.
Fam, he's not kidding. Man, I heard about that. They did have a lockup facility.
Yes.
I'm surprised the Mets should have had one too. Their fans got a little stupid up there too.
You ain't seen nothing like a Philadelphia Eagle fan. They boo Santa Claus. They done threw bottles at Santa Claus. They booed Beyonce when she came up there in the wrong jersey. They have cheered. Man, they cheered when Michael Irvin was down on the turf, man. We didn't know if he was paralyzed or not. This was back in the late 90s. It was Michael Irvin's last game. And Big Mike was down, And, it's serious when they bring the ambulance and the cart out there. It's like, get him out of here. Yeah.
That's no
they
class.
Nasty. They new types of nasty, man. So all y'all, man, that go up there on week 13, man, please be advised. Watch yourself. They just on some different, man. Look up YouTube. They on some different.
And that's why I told people, I said, look, don't go in there with your lady or your family because, them boys, they got something wrong with them. Did you see that little scene they had outside the stadium before we played them? They was running around yelling at 49er fans and carrying on outside the stadium. I said, what is that about?
Yeah, man. They like that, man. They about that life, as we say it around here. They're a little demented. Being a second city, you're a bit of a bastard child. And Rams fans, you know what it is. Y'all know how it is. You can relate. You second to New York all your life. Nobody ever gives you a shot. You just in the doldrums. They kept you in the dark. It only fed you gunpowder and stuff. So you just feel like, Quasimodo. And you're mad and you're ugly. So it's okay. It's okay. I'm used to it. I've been pretty all my life. I've been pretty. That's why I'm a San Francisco 49er. That's why I just got so much style. I just got so much swag, man. Haters are just elevators. You don't do nothing but make me better. Obviously, everybody's irrelevant. That's why you're on our platform. That's why I see you. Hey, I see you, Ramelia. Hey, I see you, Jim Everett. You actually named yourself after a sorry quarterback. That's got to be the most pathetic thing in the world. That'd be the equivalent of naming myself after, I don't know, Jim Everett.
for example, the man who actually sacked himself.
Why don't you be Vince Ferragamo? Why don't you be Pat Hayden? You just suck.
Or Roman Gabriel,
Get somebody, get somebody
Everett.
decent. Lloyd. Call yourself Kurt Warner. Oh, oops. I forgot.
Yes.
He didn't play
winner.
in L.A., did he? That was St.
Oh, that's
Louis.
true.
That was
Oh,
St.
that's
Louis. You can't even lay claim to that. So let's gingerly move on because you guys suck in your orphans. So take that with you. Anyway, your MVP breakout star, I got to say the leader in the clubhouse right now is that daggone CMC. You had a couple of callers, a caller and a half ago or something like that, say he's got traits very similar to Jerry Rice, and he does, man. This guy, I got a book up here by Tim Grover. If y'all get it, it's called Relentless by Tim Grover.
Good time.
He was the trainer of Michael Jordan and Dwayne Wade and Kobe Bryant. He says 3 types, Rombo. I'm going to break it down. He says 3 types that get to the professional level. He says there's coolers, there are closers, and then ultimately they are cleaners. And he said what I find is these cleaners are gifted athletes, which it takes to get to the professional level, but they got some OCD click in them that just will be maniacal, and they will act as if they the last guy on the squad. They will give you any and everything they got. You got to pull them back from going out and shooting 500 mates or lifting weights until their veins pop through and they accumulate lactic acidosis. They will run more sprints than anybody else. They will tire you. They will beat you with attrition. They will out-tough you. They will out-mind you. And those are the traits I see on Mr. CMC. Then seeing it, that maybe that their daddy gave him a little bit, maybe just being around the Denver Bronco organization when he was younger. Somehow he got it. I see that dog on him. I know what I'm looking for. Yeah, that's probably going to be your guy there. That's probably going to be a full season of CMC. It's going to be scary for the rest of the league.
It's going to make everybody.
I also want to agree with my man about 2 calls. He's like the right side of our offensive line. He ain't nothing but right, boy. He won't preach it. If he had a collection plate, I would have pushed it around for him and act like a deacon at the door. With everything in life, Ronbo, there has to be balance and there has to be symmetry. The great what's his name? Frankie Beverly and Mays says, joy and pain are like sunshine and rain. For every bad day, go hit it, Ronbo. Give it to him.
No, don't get me started.
and what that means is you got to have symmetry. You can have arguably the best left tackle in the game, and the best one since this side of Anthony Munoz, and on your right side, you got he's all right. And, you get thrown out the club and everybody in the world see you and everything. And now you're going to replace them with McKibbitz? Man, come on, man. It's like having, if it was an airplane, Ronbo, we would have a Boeing 777 wing on one side and a paper airplane wing on the other. You got to get to
that plane's going down. Oh, indeed. No, anything but that. It could at least been cardboard.
Come on, my brother. You got to have something gruesome, something treacherous, something menacing, something threatening, something formidable, something grisly on that right side. You got to have some people. We need people scared of our right side. And hopefully we'll move into that. I understand McKibbitz is better against the pass than he is against the run. That's great. But, man, I need that right side to come off like the mob. I need it to be scary for other people to see him.
Darren, ever since we had AD over there, and AD was an enforcer anyway, it's hard to find those, because you got Joe Staley on one side, and AD could have been on that left side too, but Joe Staley was that good, right? So what you got is 2 left tackles that actually one can play the right side and do okay. So, it's hard, I think, to find that guy. I don't know. They could have got, what's his name, from the Chiefs picked him up, that guy from Oklahoma that didn't want to play over there, but he had to get traded because, look, y'all, I make more money on the left side. I got to get traded.
Was that big Orlando Brown? Was that
Orlando Brown, exactly. So,
Yeah, okay.
But Terry, we ran out of time. Let me Terry, I see you in the chat. I always say, Terry, get in here, man. So I'm glad you got in here today. All right.
I'm glad I did too, Ronbo, man. Thanks a lot, man. Hey, prayers to you, prayers to your family.
Thanks,
and
back
shout
at
out to
you,
your
fam.
production, man. You're awesome, man. You're the dean. All right.
Thanks, Terrano. Appreciate your family. You know this.
All right, brother.
Terrano, you got your own program on YouTube as well, don't you?
It's coming out soon, my brother. I got to
Okay,
go ahead
because I
launch
thought I
because
heard that.
I gotta
Okay.
shout down these haters, and I'm gonna have you on as soon as it launches,
Hey, man, I
Ronbo.
help
We
you
ain't
shout 'em
moving
down,
without
you know
you.
what I'm saying? Indeed, all
All
right.
right, my brother.
All right,
Good to
man.
hear from you, man. God
Same
bless.
here, man. Night, Terrano.
Bye-bye.
There he goes. And Mr. Black Ice Greenlaw will be the best part of our D breakout. Oh! And you know, actually, Greenlaw broke out last year. He just had issues with knowing when to stop. But you know what? I don't have a problem with that as much as I do trying to get a guy to pick it up. But Greenlaw was beating people up. Dre, see the line? The line, Dre. You can't beat him up over there. Oh, 15 yards. Dre, come on, man. That's the only thing I got. The only problem I had with Dre last year. Hey, Tony.
Ronbo, good evening. Good evening.
Tony, good evening. Tony, I heard some news. I can't wait to ask Tony about that. Name some things that have happened that are unusual in Atlanta right now that happened in the last 48 hours or so.
Our kick returner tore his Achilles. And,
what's his name?
Friday.
What's his name?
Avery Williams. Avery Williams.
Yeah, I think that must have been it because I remember there's a serious injury, and Bleacher Report flashed it up on my phone and said, "Oh, damn." If
Ronbo, speaking of serious, I'm convinced that the NFL. I already know they don't like us. They don't like the 49ers either.
Well, no,
they are
never
showing
did.
the replay of Super Bowl. They're showing the replay of Super Bowl 54, and I see where y'all lost this game, Ronbo. Right now, they're going to show 140 left. Y'all down by 4, of course. You remember the series before when you was 20-17, and here's that bomb. Sanders incomplete. Anyway, the series before that, y'all were up by 3 points after KC scored 20-20.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, 2017. On first down, Mostert got 5 yards. 2nd and 5. Why y'all in the shotgun? Pass, the ball batted down. 3rd down. Why y'all in the shotgun? Incomplete. Y'all should have kept feeding Mostert. Y'all would have ran that clock, Ronbo, and kept the ball. Y'all had to.
And did you watch? How much of that game you watched? Did you notice that Debo, every time he came around the edge with that sweep, they had no answer for him. Debo would get 4 or 5 yards every time. Kyle went away from that for reasons unknown.
This reminds me of Super Bowl 51. He started throwing. Man, Mostert was getting 4 or 5 yards a pop. But why are you passing? Why are you in the shotgun? And then the next series, when y'all got the ball back, Mostert got 7 yards on the first carry. That was right before the Sanders pass.
He complained about
that. Play, it was 4 minutes and some seconds left. Y'all had the ball. Y'all kept the ball away from them. Y'all could have ran it down and scored. It'd have been like 2 minutes and something seconds left. Y'all up 27-17. Instead of punting the ball, still 20-17, they go down and score quick.
Right. Now you got to go to a low percentage pass play. Deep down the field, hoping that's going to work.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I says, everybody wants to blame Jimmy for that one friggin' throw. You know, there's a lot of things that went wrong before that situation even came
up. It was all deja vu. Deja vu.
You know, another thing is the fact that Kyle has this thing. Sometimes I think he gets bored. You know, or he starts to believe that the defense has figured out what he's doing. Now, granted, they did. Remember, the Honey Badger started moving people up because he knew the 49ers he believed the 49ers were going to do anything but run. And Kyle took that to believe, okay, bring him in. We're going to throw it. Kyle, don't. Oh. You know.
Ooh, they just showed when Jimmy got whacked across the face and they didn't call it. Remember that?
That was another thing. No
they
call.
They just showed that.
I know.
Yep, no call.
The refs
right across the face.
I know, and that's 15 yards. That makes a difference. So, you know, the refs and Vinovich, it's all right. You know, that was their first year, and I said that year before they came. Jimmy had 1 year with Kyle Shanahan, basically, right? I said, you know what, guys? Maturity's going to be an issue because everybody called for Super Bowl that year. Maturity's going to be an issue this year. I don't know that this team is going to be winning any Super Bowl. They're going to do well. I don't know about a Super Bowl. And sure enough, maturity took over, even with Shanahan being the head coach at the end. So yeah, that's what I was hoping last year they would have made it with Jimmy to the Super Bowl. They would have tore. They were going to tear the Eagles up anyway, even with Brock. But they would. I know they would have demolished because the Chiefs' defense was suspect. The 49ers would not have had a problem scoring on that defense, and the defense was not going to let them get away with what the Eagles got away with. I know it because now Jimmy knows his job. George knows his job. Everybody knows their job now. There's going to be we haven't been here before. Nah, that was their year. Now I don't know what's going to happen next. I'm hoping.
Yeah, I saw Marketing Pro was in the chat today for the first time in a long time, so I was going back and forth with him, but he don't know that I got the new Athlons. He was talking about their team. I said, Marketing Pro, y'all only got 3 starters back from your defense. I started naming names.
Yeah, you can name them really quick.
Though, I can name them really quick because I'm looking right at them. And their offense, though, Ronbo, everybody on their offensive line, they got a new left guard. They got everybody. No Bloom is going to be back starting. Allen at center. That right guard that was their first pick last year. Haverstein, the right tackle. Everybody's back to receivers. Cooper Kupp, Van Jefferson. But Allen Robinson's being replaced by that Skoronski guy. Remember him?
Yeah, I remember that name because I just thought that name was kind of funny.
Yeah, but they put no Bloom back at left tackle. Good luck. Right defensive end don't feast on him.
Tony, they don't have any choice. Listen, let's call it right now. How long is it going to take for Matt Stafford? Remember last year that iconic picture of Stafford face down on the turf? He got hit so hard he couldn't move his neck. I said,
the backup quarterback from last year, before they got Baker Mayfield, that one kid,
they broke his neck.
Wake Forest.
Yeah,
he's gone. They don't have him on the roster.
I mean,
they're gonna play Stephen Bennett. Stephen Bennett's gonna be worse. I told you, the guy from Georgia. This is the pros, not college.
Yeah, Rudy loves him.
You were a 4th-round pick, man. They're gonna tear him up.
Yeah, Rudy's like showing me clips on Twitter, as he's been known to do with his annoying self. He shows Trey with a bad throw. Okay, fine. Then he comes back and shows that, hey, man, your camp don't look like this. I got 2. I forgot what he called them, but it was something very nice about his 2 quarterbacks, Matthew Stafford. This is how it's done. Oh, they had him throwing timing routes, and they were just looking pretty. I said, ain't nobody out there charging them either. Ain't nobody. There's no defense, Rudy. I stopped talking to Rudy. Rudy brought out a list today and put it on Twitter about 90-plus scoring players of last year. There's a bunch of players there listed, and for some reason there was Aaron. Aaron Donaldson said, I don't see any 49ers listed here. I had to put up, I said, I got 49er fam, I'm sorry, I got to put this up. I put Nick Bosa's Defensive Player of the Year poster up there to show him. Rudy, Nick doesn't need to be on that list. He was the best of the best last year. God, they're all in denial.
Exactly. But Ronbo, I'm looking here, they had 14 draft picks this year. 14. The 2nd-round pick, that Avila guy that you and I both know, that set the guard. You see 2 3rd-rounders, a 4th-rounder, 4 5th-rounders, 3 6th-rounders, and 3 7th-rounders.
And they're going to get their brains beat out.
yeah. Big time.
You coming in all them rookies, and then you ain't got nobody from last year either. That's a death trap. All right, you know what? Nobody's going to be wanting to play for the Rams for God knows how long. Tony.
Yeah. Their defense is really going to be bad, Ronbo.
Oh, God. I can't wait. And you guys, Rams fans, continue to be coming in here visiting us, too. Can't wait. This is the same thing that happened last year. They was talking major trash after that Super Bowl. But, hey, Tony, we got to go. Tony, let me see you Wednesday, okay? As we do. Love to hear from you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I'm excited about my defense. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, you should be. I already heard about your defense. Should be ready this
Yep.
year because you know they picked the Saints. When you guys beat the Saints, that's gonna be a wonderful thing.
I'm more worried about Carolina than the Saints.
I know, right? What's that Saints, Derek Carr?
Yep.
And people need to stop talking about Derek Carr like he's the second coming of Jesus. Here, Derek Carr was with the Raiders for how long? How many playoff games did he go to? And they didn't always have bad teams. Talk about him like he's just so great. I said, come on, man.
He in the NFC, he's going to get put on his butt, not just by this NFC South, but other teams too. He's going to get put on his butt.
Tony, I'll see you Wednesday. All right.
All right, sir. Have a good night.
You too.
Take care.
You too, fam. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and say goodnight and goodbye. Thanks for those contributions, fam. Please, hey, subscribe. We do this all the time. If you don't like the Rams and the Hawks and the Cowboys, this is your place to be. They come in here so we can beat them up. I don't know why they think they come in here, but they do. Hey, we'll see you Wednesday. Have a great night. Night.